Holy shit, we're starting D&D. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to swear within the first 30 seconds. I'm sorry. So, well, we put this on YouTube eventually. So, welcome to the higher level game, which I've started calling Meridian Bastion because that's the name of the location you're in.
Alright, I should have put that as the thing. I just put it as high level. Next time.
That's fine.
You never put that. You don't put the same titles as me. I have to change the title 3 times. She's like, they went to the park. And I'm like, maybe I'll put something significant that happened. They fought themselves.
Well, I don't know what's going to happen in the dungeon, so I name it something that I think is going to happen.
Before the session. You name it after the session. But you give it a code name. Session Evil or Eagle.
That's why I'm like,
bird.
a new character? A mission? Maybe? Whatever shall we do?
That works. Two
Anyways.
new people. Anyways, welcome to the game, everybody. We're a little bit waffly today, because why not? Let's start with introductions. First off, we've got 2 people playing 2 characters technically today. They're going to alternate out to their 2 alt characters, and they're just going to transition. So for a brief RP interlude with 2 characters, we'll say, "Hi." Well, technically 2.5 if you include Raisins.
Yes.
Actually, wait, Raisins is a full person. Garrett is a half.
That is true.
Yes.
So let's start with ZZ today. Who are you playing?
Mir the Changeling Rogue, Samarogue.
Nice. And who would you like to pick on?
You know what? Pick on Dash. Go Dash.
Go
Everybody,
Dash. Go Dash.
and I don't know who I'm playing, or do I?
Buzzlin, yes.
Fuzzlin.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't pronounce it as Vuzzlin. It just doesn't look or sound right, so it's Vaz.
Yeah.
No, it is Boston.
The way it's written, it looks like you should try to pronounce it Vuzzlin, and it's like, no, that just feels wrong.
It's in the Elvish tongue. Don't worry about
Basically, the U sound is supposed to be like an O.
I understand it now.
Baby.
I see why all the females like the elves, the things they can do with their tongues.
I remember somewhat happened last game, but not much.
Basically, I'll do a very short recap of last game. You guys went and talked to Makiri. She is the astrologer person who sees through timelines.
That's you.
Thank you.
You were introduced to you, and she asked you each a question, which, when you gave her an answer, she said you passed. Then
we
she
fought
said,
Doppel,
then
yeah.
she made you fight yourselves. So
we
you
got our
fought
asses handed
shadow
to us.
copies of yourselves, and Laz went down twice. Raisins went down 1.5 times because the second time she said "fuck this" and played dead. It was kind of a brutal
Tasha
fight.
Actually, you'll introduce your character. I'll get the information then.
All right, so that's Dash. Would you like to figure out what you're doing now, Dash? My brain is
Not
fuzzy.
yet.
All right,
yet.
so who would you like to pick up?
We're going Rolls.
Hi, my
Rose,
name is
you can
Rose.
introduce both characters.
I am Rose. I run the stream for Neil's game, and my main character was Lazarem, a Gold Dragon Paladin, like
Gold
Neil said.
Dragonborn.
Gold Dragonborn, correct. And as
There's a
Neil
difference.
said, he got his ass handed to him twice, so after the conversation, he's going to vacate the area, and I'm going to be introducing my other character, Elrez Stormcaller, the Dwarven Bard, College of Dance, and a little bit of Monk, because extra
We like
fluidity.
multi-class here. Because we
Indeed.
like multi-class here.
Yeah.
And what's more terrifying than a bard that walks up to you and says, heals their friend, and then punches you 52 times?
Really?
To be fair, that's what one of my things is also a College of Dance.
I like the way the
Multi-class.
College of Dance looks. It's a nice variant of bard.
I haven't tried it
It
before,
is.
so I want to try it.
I just read it, and with the evasion and stuff on it, I'm like, oh, this would pair up so nicely with a
I'm
monk.
not gonna lie, I think I went a bit more Monk than Bard, but I have some
That's
Bard
fine.
in there, because I like my Bard, and Bards are me.
You like
Anyways,
you want some support spells. That's perfect.
I
There's
do.
nothing wrong with that. So you've introduced Laz, the Dragonborn Paladin, who has a little bit of inner conflict because he's like, how did they defeat me so easy? I kicked
Yes.
my own ass.
when we get to see her in scene, because I have a description
Correct.
for you.
You don't need to describe her just yet.
Exactly. So I'm gonna pass it off to Tasha.
Dasha.
Hello. I'll be playing my main
Garrett for a little.
Garrett for a little while, yes, and then he needs to go talk to the elders, and the elders are like, big people. So he doesn't want to have to try and can opener and unpretzel Laz. So he's going to go
Tasha,
like,
here, I have a mini adventure for him to do off on his own. That you're in a place that has holes in time. You can step into other time periods.
Yep.
What's going on with Garrett is when he goes off on his own, he's found a time portal that when he looked through it, he saw something familiar but different. He saw a halfling styled house, a very familiar one he knew from his years growing up in the Shire with those same halflings. That was Grandpa's house, but it looked
Mhm.
new. It had been freshly built.
and few.
Your side quest is you step into a moment of time where you get to converse with your grandfather when he was your age.
Side quest.
You can write that out. You can write that out as a self RP if you want.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily important to the storyline. Just one of those retrospective moments that he's having for his little side thing, and then you can do
Backstory.
other downtimes and stuff. And we can flesh that out in details when he comes back to the game.
Who are you playing as your new character?
I am playing my Rogue Ranger.
How do you pronounce her name? Mariah.
Yes.
That's a pretty name.
Mariah Strong. She is a.
Wait till you see how it's spelt.
It is
Can't access the sheet for details.
MRIYA.
Can't access what, Rose? Are
What?
you trying to look? Are you trying to snoop at her character and not able to?
No, I found it. I got it.
It's
No, she's
MARIYA.
fair enough.
I was looking at the wrong one. I'm doing this so that the stream can have their snoopiness.
I
And,
see spiral. That's not weird.
She is interesting for her backstory.
It's a little different for the spelling, but I like it. I have nothing against it. You should see some of the names my friends have had.
She is.
I'm in elementary school. I knew a girl named Merry Christmas.
Interesting.
She is looking for her dad, who is a full elf. Her mom is human, and
Dad went for milk, right?
Grandpa went for butter.
He left because duty. And,
I must see to my people.
Yes, and so he left her and her mom by themselves. Mom got sick when she was 15, and
Dad, being that he's an elf and sees time in a completely different manner, didn't think anything of the 20 years that he was doing other things. So he came back after you had already left and went, "What did I miss?"
Shit. Pretty much. From a very racist village that even though she saved their asses from an owlbear, and she doesn't know how it happened, but she screamed and it fucked her vocal cords. And despite saving the village's ass, they were like, "Yay, you saved us. Now get the fuck out, you knife-eared hell spawn."
You probably brought that monster upon us to begin with. Wretch, be gone, or we will hurl rocks at you. Beast, monster! Everyone else is like, dude, calm down.
Nobody does fantasy racism like humans.
Exactly, because humans suck.
We invented it.
That's me.
Who passing it on to? I think there's anyone. Is there anyone left?
No, that's passing back on to you.
Yep.
Yay, my turn. All right, I'm the DM. I'm playing everyone else.
I play the world.
Who do you play? Yes.
But yeah, say that to our villain campaign. Like, half of them are humans, and they are willing to like a bitch.
Yeah, I'm half human technically. The other half is just bull. I'm still fully human. I guess I'm full of bull.
Guys.
Never. I don't want to focus. Focusing is boring. Anyways, Mikari is staring Laz in the eyes disappointedly. Not like, "Oh my god, you're the worst thing ever." More along the lines of, I expected better, but you survive. That's the look she gave you. I expected more, but you'll do.
Ooh. That's almost worse than actual full disappointment.
He'll pop up and be like, "We'll do my best. I do best for my team." But his team, after having been with him for a couple of missions, can see that, yes, her words definitely did hurt him.
He is shooketh.
And, yeah, he's taking this to heart.
I recommend you go and contemplate some things. You seem to have come to some new realizations. I highly recommend the recreation wing, or whatever it would be called. You know, an idea of a place to go, essentially. Something that Laz would let him do some downtime.
Makes sense.
She then snaps her fingers, and where Laz was standing, because he's gone,
Woo!
the other character, like that I still haven't figured the name of.
Phew.
We'll need to
So-
get a token for her, Rose.
Yeah, I'll do that in a second. Before you is standing a stout, broad-shouldered dwarven woman with vibrant red hair, braided and beaded in turquoise and gold strands, confidently, her deep blue eyes gleaming with a quiet charm. She wears a richly embroidered magenta and gold tunic over teal layers, and cinched with an ornate belt hung with pouches of vibrant potion vials. In one hand she holds a carved staff, in the other she holds a lute. On her waist, a gleaming bronze bracelet, the usual narrow glass chamber, filled with shifting sands of deep plum hues, and has a slight lingering smell of crushed violets.
Very pretty.
And I'll go get you that
I'm
token.
not sure if it's Rose's preference or the AI's preference, but her descriptions almost always involve the smell, which it's not bad, but not always appropriate, Rose. Right
He's
now,
a bard,
works.
so
Oh, it
Works.
makes sense because you did mention
You
that
just
they have
appeared.
flavor.
You just appeared. People would smell you.
And you said our sand
know,
bracelets
if I-
have
if I
flavors
finish
and
your
scents
appearance-
to them.
Yes.
All that, like, if I can spray Cardamom, they appear either wearing too much perfume or they need to go take a bath. It's one of the two.
I mean, it smells straight up like lilacs and lavender. It might be the perfume, but that's all right because that's a pretty perfume.
And I'll describe my tune when you guys come across her, because
Yes. Right now,
Yeah.
Garrett is intently doing stuff. If you want to take him out of the scene now, you can have him wander off. He's
Yeah,
like,
I'll have him
I
fuck off."
must go attend to something else. I thought of something, and runs off. Raisins chasing behind. Bark. Yip. Bark.
Raisins,
And
I miss you already.
And to make things easier for Tasha, instead of her appearing in the middle of the room, because that would just confuse her, you are walking through the door as Garrett leaves.
All right. Give me 1 second. I
You
need to
were
find
told
her.
to come talk to McCurry by whoever introduced you to the area.
All right.
Most likely Quindell. He's a very talkative fellow.
I need to find her picture. Give me 1 second. There she is. I'll grab the description in just 1 second.
Oh, that's why.
'Cause I'm bad.
You need to give Elvis vision, please, real fast. And then I'll remove Laz.
Right. I don't want to do that. I don't want her to be
Yeah,
able
why
to
would
see.
you want to do that? That's weird. Why do you need anything, Rose? That's weird.
You're a dwarf. You don't need to see.
I get to see your charming sense, motherfucker. And 120
So-
dark vision.
Why do you have 120-foot dark vision?
I don't know.
Why is the dark vision doubled on everyone?
What kind of dwarf is it? Sometimes it's the race that might do that. Might
The
be a
only ones that
subrace.
would have 120 would be Durgar, and she's not a Durgar.
I'm just a regular dwarf.
Which monk class did you go?
Doesn't
Dance.
clicking the dark vision
Oh,
usually tell you what?
Oh, I went way of the long death.
That might be it.
But if you go to your part that shows you your site, you should be able to see it.
No,
Passive dark vision, passive text, blind sight, dark vision, and
Like,
a
'cause
basic
I-
description.
because I know Amara's way of the shadow, and she gets elongated dark vision.
Give me 1 second. I need to rewrap my wrist.
Oh no, the dwarven
Oh, good,
feature
take
from
your time,
2020.
Oh, so that's a change thing. That's weird.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I went
I'm
under species traits and it says dark vision 120 feet.
Weird.
Nice. And then there's
I mean,
Boston with
it's nice,
240
weird.
feet of dark vision.
Yeah,
I don't
fuck
know
off.
why they made the dark vision longer. Why DMs are having enough trouble with dark vision to begin with. Most of them don't understand that dark vision works in all darkness except the darkness spell, because the darkness spell makes magical darkness that blocks everything except True Sight and Devil Sight.
And Tremor
Like I said,
Tremor sense is different. You're not using your eyes.
I know I'm way of the shadow, so I can see in darkness regardless.
that
but,
makes
like,
sense. Right.
That's only my one character. I know that makes sense because that's the entire point of the character.
I gotta double check Boston because I'm pretty sure he's a shadow sorcerer, and I think the shadows.
Shadow sorcerer.
Anyways,
Hold on. Sorry.
vision.
Anyway.
Honestly, less species need to have that kind of dark vision.
All right. So
Before you guys, she's not doing the typical rogue thing. She's in a well-lit corner, Mariah Strong stands in the filtered lights of the window, as much a part of it as the trees themselves. Her deep red hair, wild and untamed, spills in waves from beneath the cowl of her dark green hood. Sharp features and piercing blue eyes, inherited from her elven father, give her an otherworldly intensity, tempered by the grit etched into every line of her leather armor. Her gear is well worn, but meticulously kept. Reinforced forest leathers, dyed in rich greens and brown ochres, designed for both stealth and survival. A short bow and a quiver slung over her back, arrows fletched with pale feathers. Dual daggers at her hips, the hilts wrapped in worn, familiar leather-bound notebook tucked into a satchel, used to write in place of a voice she no longer has. Her arms are wrapped in bracers, and beneath them, old scars hint at a hard life. I'm not done. Her posture is strong, shoulders squared, chin slightly lifted, ready to act. She watches everything, misses nothing. She may be silent, but her eyes speak volumes. When she moves, she's grace, in motion, fluid, efficient, deliberate. Years of hunting in forests and sneaking through enemy territory have made her presence a whisper on the wind. On her neck, just beneath her cloak, hangs a small crystal pendant, a gift or perhaps a relic. It glows faintly when her bonds with Ariel, her companion, her mystical Link's companion, surges. Despite her quiet exterior, Mariah carries the presence of someone who is not to be underestimated. She is not a woman defined by tragedy. She is defined by what she has survived and what she now chooses to stand for: justice for the voiceless, vengeance when necessary, and peace where it can be found. And then, do you want me to describe Ariel?
If you want to describe Ariel, go ahead.
All right. Ariel is a lynx-like creature with silver fur and glowing blue eyes. Crystal on her chest pulses in sync with Mariah's emotions. Some believe the two are bonded by fate, perhaps even as part of a larger mystery surrounding Mariah's father, or the curse tied to her voice. And for shits and giggles, I'll put a picture.
Nice.
Cool.
And that is her. I'll put the pictures in no mic.
Why did you put a picture of a pot on top of candles, Rose?
The earlier conversation about cooking stuff.
Oh.
I put the picture from your D&D Beyond page into the high level campaign, and mine's just above it. I said lute because I was trying to think of what her string instrument was. It's actually a fiddle. My bad. Her picture had a harp, and I'm like, it's not a harp. She's not carrying a harp because harp is this big. You can't carry a harp easily.
You can have a hand harp, I guess. But it's not something that we need to harp on.
Ha ha ha.
Well, your characters are so cute.
Thank you. And I'll put the fox in the high level as well.
It's not a fox, it's a lynx. Cat.
And a
fox.
Well, scientifically, vulpine creatures such as foxes are a little related to cats, so
close.
I believe they're canines, but they look feline.
No, they're not. Foxes are different species. They're not. They're different from dogs and different from cats, but similar to both.
Mariah's just sitting there, not being all broody like Joe Blow, the other rogue.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, not all of us rogues are broody.
I know.
But no, now I just not to continuously get off topic, but I just noticed now it's the freaking gingers versus the silver-haired.
Two gingered and
with white hair. Muslin has white hair.
Ah,
right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Hey,
White hair
Bill tried to get for Elris last night had turned into like a darker skinned old granny with white hair. I'm like, bitch! She's a bard, not an old woman.
She looked like she came from the Middle East. She's an elder of the tribe. She looked like she was the one that you came into the village as an adventurer that got the shit kicked out of her, or him, or them, or whatever. And she is the one that would offer you bread and then take you to someplace warm. That's the look that it gave.
That was not the look I was going for.
Yeah, no, I literally just noticed it's the white hair versus the gingers.
That's amazing. Right.
I'm not even mad about it. That's amazing. That's fantastic.
It's awesome. Like, yeah, we have a weird consistency. All right, so Now, she's introduced herself and her cat with her.
Yes.
Anyone want to actually introduce themselves in character? As in, okay, you told you're supposed to talk to the lady these people are talking to. You could like to say hello to them as you walk up to report for duty or whatever. Your character's been around here long enough to know right now you're basically doing a test sort of thing. Could be the same as the one they did, or it could be different. It's
She
different.
kind of did look human.
Dwarf.
There is a
Wilson is
dwarf,
drow.
a drow, and a human
Change-
like.
Changeling, but like
What do
I
you
haven't
normally appear
transformed.
as?
White,
Like-
white hair, silver eyes.
So you usually stick in your changeling form. Most changelings take on.
And I do have a second form. I didn't know that they're the ones that early on that were like, no, you're not looking weird. So she just decided.
Oh yeah, these ones don't have any. These people ones have had no problem with you expressing as a changeling.
But she has like her changeling form, like she prefers elves and like.
It hasn't come up in game because prior to this exact moment, nobody really was like, "Hey, you look different," but got to ask before what you normally like to express
No.
as, and in this case, you
like,
like to express as you.
No, the whole point of like we actually did this very early on in the series. Like he was already transformed as an elf, and then she randomly de-transformed.
Oh yeah,
like,
I remember now.
Yeah, I look really weird, and they're just like, yeah, you don't. She's just like, nah, might as well not change back then if they don't care.
Hey,
Alright.
I don't have to waste that much effort. Perfect.
So Tasha's approaching.
So yeah, the lady we're talking to, what does she look? Does she look human or?
She looks elven. It's the blue-skinned elf with the weird golden scars, or not golden, but like scars, white hair. She looks otherworldly.
All right, so Mariah around this group, you can tell by her body language, like right off the bat. But when she's around humans, she like in on herself because her village fucking sucks.
Yeah, the most human-looking one is me, and I got really pale skin, so.
You definitely don't feel uncomfortable in this
Yeah.
group of people right now.
She's very relaxed. Like her body language is more open. She glances at the party before signing to.
Neo, I need vision.
But before
Yes, I'm
she
trying.
briefly looks at the group, then signs to the lady in question. Travels. I have been told to come here and be debriefed.
She looks at you and says, "Yes, young one, please step forward."
She will step forward.
Rose,
And,
do you remember how to assign a person to a token?
No, because you didn't tell me how to do that.
I can't remember how to do the visions.
The vision is under Smoke Inspector. I know that.
I can't remember how to give you that vision. I can link it to you as a player.
I don't know. You didn't tell me.
And of course, when Ariel sits, she, of course, does the whole flop her ass down like a cat and curl tail around feet, because cat.
We literally
I
exchanged
know what I
puppy.
have to do.
Yeah, we
I have
literally
to
exchanged
enable
Pupper
vision.
for Gibby.
Yes.
See, yay!
Even mad, we went from Pupper to Gibby, and I don't feel as bad about losing Raisins. Not because I like this one more. I'm just saying, like,
More pets, right? I have nothing against you guys having. By the way, I have nothing against you guys having pets that are non-combat, just cosmetic, and may or may not live in a small dimensional pocket that I would give you if you wanted one. Just saying.
I still want my Displacer Cub.
Yeah, the
Boston
problem
has this lizard, so he's good.
Oh, Zizi,
Yeah.
have I shown you all the animals that Alenia has?
Oh,
Not right now.
Okay.
during break, honey.
All right,
break.
so yes, she looks at you and says, "Yes, you've been sent here for an assessment to clarify to make sure you're aware of what's going on." Hey, Rose, do you remember what I asked you guys last session? Like the question was, I said something about you've been here before, you've been here now, you will be here in the future. Some versions of you have failed, some have succeeded, some have failed.
Your threads, they shimmer. You are a part of this, whether you like it or not. All four of you echo across the timelines. Some fail, others do not.
So she says a variant of that more appropriate for you being an individual. It says your destiny is linked with these, though.
I think that if I remember correctly, the question was, "How do you perceive your fate?" Something on that line.
Yes.
Most
How
of it could be a lie, and every lie could be a prophecy. Was something I believe you said, Dash.
So what?
Yeah, no, that was her whole little prophecy. You mentioned that every prophecy could be a lie and every lie could be a prophecy. Garrett mentioned I won't let greed get the best of me. I specifically said that I won't fail because I'm going to protect my allies. And Mir said I can say for certain that I won't fail. I have experience with what it is being said. Nope, take it for the
Okay.
win.
All right.
Mariah
Alright, so
thinks very carefully over her answer and goes, I will break the chains of curses.
she looks at you deeply and says you've passed.
Here we go.
Mariah will smile.
For a second assessment, I don't feel it would be fair to make you fight by yourself. So, if this group would have you, I recommend you do a thing that my brain just shut off on.
Well, shit.
Do the
She was
thing.
going to give you a quest, and my brain just said, no, fuck you. I don't know what the quest is anymore. She has a job for you. She wants you to go to a specific spot in a specific time, tear, rip,
The thing with the
hole,
stuff.
what have you. She
Okay.
needs you to experience a moment.
Okay.
Basically, what happens is on that little pillar above you on the map, if you've seen the map, if you remember what it looked like, if not, it's
Yep. Right here.
so like this here
Yeah.
on the wall here, because this is a pillar.
Okay.
Portal opens up essentially, and it's through it you see a hill, like grassy knoll, a reddish purple sunset in the distance, and other than that, just grass waving in the wind.
Mariah will step forward into the.
Would anyone else like to join her? And Makiri is not saying no to that.
Oh yeah, definitely gonna join in on that.
I'll
Yeah,
join.
sure, why not?
All
Yes,
right,
can
so
you, because I have a question.
y'all
Get in now.
you walk through the portal, and all of you appear in this little, like, plains type area. The grass is very tall. It seems to be midsummer type event. The grass is like in the brownish tan type, where it's like basically
Dry.
not quite dead. It looks like a wheat field, but it's grass.
It's dry.
You hear the wind through nearby trees. You can hear some stuff like that. Could everybody roll a perception check for them?
Okay. Where's my roll and channel?
I'm in the middle of typing something. Give me a second.
Mm-hmm.
I need to ask the DM a question.
But does a 29 make it? I don't know. I'll leave that up to the DM. I don't know if a 29 makes it, guys.
No, that might be too low.
I can see everything, guys. I can see the bugs on the leaves on the trees.
Mir can see.
Mir looks into the
grasshopper's
sky and
fucking 2
suddenly
fields
sees
over.
her player is looking at her character, and both of them go, "What?"
Mir can see the grasshoppers fucking off on the leaf and doing the nasty.
Wow, chicka-dan-dan-dan. Careful, they're freaky.
Ooh.
They're freaky.
Wait, what do you mean I can't see? What?
No, I said you
Map-
can.
The map didn't load for me.
Oh.
I had to reset and the map
Oh.
didn't load.
Oh, weird. Should be fine.
Can't see. Maybe I'm not on the right map. I can see doors, but I can't. Like, I see 4 blue lines for doors, but I can't see a
Let
map.
me double check that you have vision. You are here. You should be. So you can't see the map itself?
Yeah. I can't see. Let me reload it, because I can't see anything. Like, I had to do something real quick. And
You might be on the wrong side of the map. Are you seeing any, like, no?
Oh, now I see it. I just reloaded it. Now I see it. I'm here now. Sorry, Owlbear was doing a thing and made it completely black.
No worries.
I just realized I'm still using V.
Yeah, I noticed that. What are you doing?
But there was a roll.
Well, keeping that roll. Like I said, I don't think a nat 2027 is high enough either, though, buddy. If my
No,
29
that's too low. Did refreshing work?
Yes, it did. I can see the map now.
Perfect. All right,
Like I said, I think Owlbear was just doing a thing.
For those on TikTok, if you would like to see the map and hear the other voices, we're on Fire and Flames Cometh at twitch.tv. Yeah.
So
Whoops!
this works for theater of the mind. Mariah, your 13 is not enough, but your companion lets you reroll.
Okay, give me 1 second.
That's a nifty trick the companion can do.
I think it gave her aid because companions can give aid, right? In this case, it makes sense. It's a perception check. It's going to be like, hey, I noticed that you didn't. Wake up, bitch.
Especially since it's a cat. Like, I get it. Cats see things like ghosts all the time. I think it's just bugs, but like
To run.
No worries. Oh, the 13
Apparently,
is
Steve does not want her to see what's going on.
13 it is. All right. So everyone except Mariah, with this in the, where is it? This one, high level campaign chat, sees effectively in one direction that you guys did not appear facing this scene.
Oh shit. Okay.
no wonder it's hot out here. Damn.
Yeah, you noticed everyone noticed the heat. All the people that made the check all of a sudden heard like the crackling in the distance. If you've ever been around a really big fire, there.
Yeah.
On fire.
When I lived in Wetaskiwin, there was this old barn on the outside of town, and one year somebody torched it. You
Oh,
could
yes.
feel the flames from over 100 feet away. Like you could feel the heat uncomfortably from 100 feet away, and you could hear it from like blocks away.
I don't mean to be rude, but what were they doing torching a barn? Was this like an insurance thing?
It was an old derelict barn, and it was either somebody did it intentionally for some reason, or somebody did it accidentally.
That was the old barn that was just outside of town that needed to come down anyway because it was falling to pieces.
Yes, but the timing for it was not an intentional burn. It was an accidental burn that
Oh.
became an intentional burn.
Okay.
I think somebody was just smoking up in it and like lit it on fire or something. Is my theory.
Probably. So, seeing the flames, Aurith is going to turn to the other new person and sign to her because she saw that she was signing earlier.
In here.
I know.
Yes,
but,
I can see.
But
she can hear.
Just leave me alone. She'll sign to her and ask, "Do you recognize this? And are you okay?"
She turns when because she's looking at the dwarf like, I'm only mute kind of thing, you know.
While I appreciate you using sign language, you can just talk.
She signs. I appreciate you signing to me, but I am only mute. I am not deaf. And then she turns and then she goes, "Fuck."
That's kind of shit.
Shit. Yeah.
So
a lot of imagination.
I would like you to roll an history check to see if you recognize this.
Alrighty.
Everyone else can too if they really want to. It could be a moment. It could be any moment in history.
She knows this place. Yep. She knows it.
All right. Would you like to describe what this place is?
This is home.
Okay.
This is the human village where she grew up in. You can actually see her house from here. Tucked into a little corner of the village.
One quick question.
Yes.
When is this? Before you left? During the time you left?
She's never seen a fire of this magnitude in her village.
So this was after you left.
Yes.
All right. What caused it? Building with player help.
She has no idea why her
She's
village
like
would burn.
drawing a blank as to what happened here. Nothing like you don't know this moment in time, but you know this place.
Yes. She knows this place, but she does not know why it would burn unless basically just going through her
I got
mind
a
like
14, by the way.
kobolds, basic creatures that would
ransack a village and burn the whole place down. You could think orcs, goblins, hobgoblins,
Bandits.
kobolds. Maybe kobolds are more likely to dig into your pantry and steal your food.
Yes. She's thinking maybe it's orcs because
could be orcs, yeah.
All right. State of her village when she left.
What was the name of the village?
Let me check.
And that's the information that your character knows the name of this village. You of an event similar to this. You like this is a small, really no-name town that it was a speck, but at one point you traveled near it, had to go here. Were not happy with the people here, like were completely racist. They were all bigots. They hated anyone that wasn't human. They absolutely loathed any non-humans, and they basically chased you out of town before you could even like say, "Hey, I'm a merchant" or anything.
Or I say, "Let's be singing this song on my people."
Bramble Hollow is the name of this place.
All right. This is the village of Bramble Hollow, and this current event is not requiring a perception check to notice, but there are people moving around in the fire. This is an active event. Things are going on. You guys technically are not from this time, so it's up to you whether you decide if you want to interact with this scene or avoid interacting with this scene.
Aurith is going to say, They got what they had coming to them. Rambo
Oh
Hollow.
no, she has to be
nothing.
Scottish. Damn it.
To do Scottish accent.
Oh, somebody
Nope,
just left.
dash booped.
It was your
Rambo
Scottish
Hollow
accent.
deserved to be having this happen to them. They ain't nothing but racist little bastards.
She's got a
I
very
have no
deep
idea.
dwarven voice.
Yes.
Why not?
I naturally have a deep voice. Fuck off.
Me personally, I like the headcanon that dwarves are Hawaiian.
No.
Like, think about it. They're little round guys, and they like deep, like booming music, and then very Hawaiian style. And then you mix in a little bit of yodeling, Hawaiians.
Yes,
That's
Dina.
my headcanon for dwarves.
My
Interesting.
headcanon is that she's Scottish. Very Scottish.
That's fine. All my dwarves are actually Scottish, so
And I can't do Scottish accent. I can do an Irish accent, but I don't have the.
I don't particularly think I can do a Scottish accent either.
Trust me.
I've practiced it many times because someone, looking at Tasha, and Dash, who's not here, but looking at someone, always went to the dwarf motherfucking Smith in the one city. Every fucking time they are at home base, they went to that same fucking person, purposely to make me have to do a Scottish accent.
I
She
feel
acts
that.
like she's mad, but she's not.
No, she
I
likes
think
it.
her-
She clearly likes it.
Anyway.
She's just faking her mad.
Exactly.
Frustration. Anyways, yes,
Yeah, her frustration.
she mentioned that she believes that they deserve this.
All right.
Mariah's
What is your reaction to that, Mariah? Are you like with her, or are you like
she's in shock
leaving it for the moment? You're like, you didn't even register that comment,
because for the last 26 years, this has been home,
right?
and now it's going up. Like, but yeah, 1 second.
Yep, no problem.
Yeah, see, I don't have this kind of problem. I'm thankful I don't have this. At least not on this character.
I haven't come up with a backstory for this character other than the fact that she's a bard and travels everywhere. So
Yeah, like at least gave me an artifact where I can make a backstory out of it.
Right? Well, I want you guys to have the backstories that are not just like my character was in a village and an orc attacked. Just one. He killed everyone. I'm not sure how. I guess it was because we were level 0 NPCs.
To be fair, I do have one character kind of like that, but she's in the villain game and has every reason to want to burn the world down.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with the classic reasons for adventuring.
But yeah,
It's nice to mix it up a bit.
Oh no, she's like the only one. Trust
Yeah.
me.
we'll like find the mayor and like.
Right, you the section of town where your nearest house was?
Yep.
Is I guess you might say.
She goes to the house and doesn't get too close to it because fire bad. But she's like, she's trying to find anybody alive, pretty much.
Oh, can I
Go
just
go
I
ahead.
can tap her on the shoulder and ask, so do you need help talking to them? Or
She goes, no, I can talk. She's signing, of course.
She's signing to you, and
Translating.
you don't know sign language, so you're like, she moved her hands in a certain ways, and you're like, you picked up some of it because language isn't that hard to understand.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you were like, okay, you got the gist of I'm good, but then your other companion explained what she said in actuality, and we can just say that you guys can communicate normally if you want.
And then Mariah realizes not everybody signs, and then she pulls out the notepad on her hip and write down, I don't need help speaking, but if you guys could help me figure out
where
people
the people
are
are.
alive, that'd be great.
Oh, that's not what I meant. And I kind of toward like myself trying to say like I kind of implied that I could transform into a human and make them like said they were racist.
She goes, oh, you might want to.
All right, I am.
At least one human in the party would be good.
I am shifting into a human form. Very good.
All right, I need y'all to do another perception check.
All right.
As I mentioned, you did see that there are people moving around down there, but you haven't seen who they are or what their
17.
intentions are.
All right. By the way, if you want me to explain my human form, I could. If you want.
Go ahead.
All right. Just deciding to go with a very classic skin, long blonde hair, blue eyes, pretty, very approachable, fair skin, no blemishes.
Yeah.
something that's
looking
very
like someone important, kind of that little the up glow where you could pass as a noble for someone who's like, your hair is so clean, you must be a noble.
something that's very respectable, approachable, non-threatening. Especially
You're not the '80s punk girl with spiked hair and like nip spikes that are 2 feet long.
No, not today.
The punk era was awesome.
I know, but if these people are racist, they're probably not going to like me if I freaking have spiked hair and nipple piercings. Come on.
True. All right. So, with those perception checks, because I'm assuming Dash is having connection issues or so, it's still storming down there.
Well, he was in his car, so he might
Oh,
be have just
Yeah.
gotten home, or
might have
there
just
might be, or
gotten
he
to a
might be at
section
the
where it was a
at
dead
the
zone.
Yeah.
All good.
It's supposed to rain around here later, but it's not that bad right now.
Cool. All right. So, your 12, Mariah, is proving that you're not a very perceptive individual today. Your character's just distracted, going, "What's going on?"
Pretty much, because
Uh,
she's like, "This is home. Why is it
Elrez,
burning?"
you are seeing that most of the people you see moving around do not look friendly.
Oh, really?
I mean, is there's the raiders. You're seeing the raiders. They have like an armor and glint to their skin and a look about them. And Rose, I haven't actually figured out who they are yet. So, who are they? What attacked the village? Is it people? Is it monsters? Is it both?
It is people that are employing the services of monsters, so kind of like a team.
It's like Beastmaster guy.
Yeah, looking to try and capture some of the people here to put them into some unfriendly work conditions.
All right, I can go from that. All right, so yes, in retail. What you guys see, except for Mariah, because she's still distracted
Blind as a
by
bat.
reality at the moment. Everyone else sees these big guys. They look like, from silhouettes and stuff, you would swear they're orcish or something. They're bigger, like not human. They're definitely not human. But they're burly. They have like with weird spikes coming out of it. Like not spikes as in you would jam someone on them, more like antlers and horns and tusks and things. Very tribal-esque. You can't see the details because of the weird shadows that play from the fire, but you can tell these guys are at least 6 to 7 feet tall. And some of them have like wargs with them. Big ass dire wolf type creatures. A dog, the shoulders are at least 5 feet tall. A human could ride on one.
Yeah, I said he'll be back in a moment.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, so it's a bad type of doggy.
Dog. But
not pet.
Why look
like Friend? Because Friend gets pets. Bad doggy does not get pets.
This dog is very bad. Though theoretically, some people believe that they could be reintroduced into civil pet society. So, with that information, possibly orcs, definitely wargs, what would you guys like to do?
I'm going to grab my teammates.
Are you going to let Mariah know that, hey, those are orcs or something?
Yeah, he'll grab and pull towards the nearest alcove alleyway with these kind of like shush, and she'll point towards the big man and sign, because that way it's silent, orcs.
Yep, makes sense.
And wargs. And she'll look to Mir and she'll say, point to her eyes and point to the people and tilt her head in a questioning way to ask if she saw them as well.
That's easy to understand. You guys know those sorts of communications. So, yeah.
She'll nod as well.
It's like, seen them. The only one that didn't was Mariah. She has now seen them.
Do you have one question, though, Neil?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Rescued a baby owl bear called Tully.
Tully?
Can Mariah find Tully?
Like now?
Yes.
Or in the future?
In this area.
Tully's in this vicinity normally. This is where you and him hung out. You liked to hang that stuff out. You did the thing and the stuff. And I'm going to say high or low?
I'm going to go high, because if he is in this village, Tully is... If he is in the village at this point in time, because Mariah left without him, Tully's probably dead.
He might be the trash bear that lives just outside of town that everyone's terrified of because he could eat them. They don't have
Right.
very good guards in this area, so he is literally the dumpster bear of your village. Scare your dumpster bear because he will come to your door and demand food. Not anyone else's, just yours.
Oh, we got
Because
raccoons like
right,
that out
right
here.
now, Mariah is kind of ugly crying because, again, her childhood village. But she's like, if everyone's either captured or dead, where's my Tully type thing.
All right. Well, without needing a perception check, your passive was enough. You, in the distance, hear a very distinctive roar, squeak, squawk, however owlbear sound. You hear that noise. You is in danger, in need of assistance. He is fighting something, or something is fighting him.
She takes off running because that's baby.
Does everyone go with her, or do you want to go and do your own thing?
I'm following her because she might need backup. With
Perfect.
with
Everyone's
a very
following
heavy
her.
sigh.
I'm assuming, unless you want to go on your own mirror.
Hi, Howling.
Perfect.
Sorry,
And
I'm just
we will force Dash to, though I know he would probably want to go on his own.
knowing Dash, not
So you guys chase after Mariah. She heads off, not directly towards the village, more on like off to the side. You guys aren't sure where she's going. She knows exactly where she's going. She's going straight for the dump. They have a little kind of pit where they put all of their refuse from the village in, just outside of town. Very modern of them, but technically a cave.
And because has a second connection with Ariel, through Ariel, she gets Ariel to link up with Tully and tells Tully to run.
All right. Ariel suddenly bolts off like from the rest of you. She just disappears into the distance. Everyone else, she's like, you and I know where she went, but she's just...
Hey, that'd be normal.
She's a fake creature, so...
Yeah. Just looks to you and goes, "Aye, that'd be normal."
Mariah gives her a thumbs up as she's running because right now she's...
I'm not looking at her right.
Right.
Too long, didn't write. You guys run for not that long. You are up ahead. You see the clearing opening up, and I'll get you all to roll your perception check to see how you perceive this area. Welcome back. We're rolling perception checks.
Oh, now Mariah's like, that's my baby. Get the fuck away from him.
Never talk to me or my child again.
Pretty much. She's gone mama bear mode.
Mama bear.
Yes.
Things are falling off my desk. I need to sort my room.
We kind of puppeted you, Dash. We're dragging you.
We're saving
Tasha's
an
character
owl.
heard her favorite animal, not companion, but ally from the area in distress in the distance and started running. Everyone else followed. You have followed as well because reasons.
I was going to say, Raisins ain't here.
Hey, it's still because of raisins. All right, so Elris, you see a really interesting looking
tree.
What the hell? I've never seen a tree like that before. Everyone else is like, pay attention.
She's like, I haven't been seeing one of those since I was just a wheel to lass. They used to
Voslin, you sense that there is 3 enemies up ahead. Mir, you can tell that they are in fact orcish. And Mariah, you are privy to additional information of they are in fact surrounding your favored companion. They have a warg with them who is also in the process of fighting your favored companion. In fact, if you didn't know better, or maybe if you did know better, you would think right now the 3 of them are betting on who will win in the fight between the warg and the owlbear.
Rise
just from their body language and their tones, it seems like you would bet that they're betting on this outcome.
The warg is going to win.
Rise gonna shoot the motherfucking warg.
Right. So you stop dead in your tracks and get off a sneak attack. They are not aware of you at all by sneak attack and surprise attack.
She's sitting there, how dare you hit my baby.
Nice. I think you were very dedicated to that shot. And
number 2 of the day.
So what is that? Oh my god. 8 and 8 is 16, and 6 times 6 is what? 32?
6 times 6 is
36 and 18, so 48. 54 plus 35 is 89 damage. By the
Right?
way, I do crits.
Right to the back
No,
of the
I know that.
fucking warg's skull.
No, I know that's how you do crits, but Jesus, that's a lot of damage.
No. The way I do crits is I also add on the max amount of damage that you can roll.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that warg is either dead or dead.
How would you like to
Yeah.
describe, Tasha?
Right from the back of the skull or right out the fucking forehead.
That warg explodes effectively. It's like, boom, thump. The orcs stop and look in the direction you fired from. That free action that they get of God dropping to the floor, like the fuck.
And because
Now you may roll initiative.
Because she's a level
Actually,
ranger, she's going for a second
Before you
shot.
roll initiative, Tasha, roll an
Yes.
intimidate check.
All right.
I'll give you the help action.
Thank you.
And in the case of this situation, anyone that wants to give the help action can essentially just be like "grrr" at the orcs that are in the next area.
And because she's a high level ranger, she's also going to go for her second shot at one of the other.
Yep. Well, one of the other
assholes.
ones. Nice, still a hit. So that's on one of the orcs, obviously.
Yep.
So
Looks like the leader of that group.
1 second. All right. So pick 1, 2, or 3.
3.
Perfect. You've picked what you think is the leader.
All right. And
Okay.
it sucks. You know what? I want to luck point that.
Ow.
Go ahead.
Never mind.
Alrez
I'm at the bottom of the barrel.
Hey, what was
Jesus,
yours,
apparently
Tasha?
I am more than happy to
7.
help.
What's yours, Mir?
25.
I'm also
25.
8.
Mirror is like, you are hurting an animal. I'm gonna hurt you.
That's accurate.
No,
You're
Matt,
missing
if you didn't,
dashes.
I know I haven't explained why she's so into raisins and that, but no, she has a weakness for cute things, and animals are cute. That is why she does what she does. That is why she always pets raisins. That is why she wants to help Tully. Cute animals are cute, and she has cute, and she needs cute things in her life. So yeah,
Dash
they're
roll
hurting.
initiative.
No.
No,
My bad. Let me roll initiative.
No worries. I was just like, did I miss it? I'm having trouble seeing
no,
today.
total worries. What the fuck you doing, Dad?
Worries. Damn, doing that voice reminded me. Hulk Hogan died.
Yeah.
I'm more sad about. I'm more
Hulk
sad about
Hogan, Ozzy. Oh, I'm devastated
Ozzy.
by Ozzy. I was like,
No.
oh my god.
2 weeks after his final performance.
Oh, he knew. I'm pretty sure he knew it would be his last, literally. Like, for crying out loud, for the performance, he came out of the floor in his throne and didn't come out of the throne for the performance.
No, he knew he
was
wasn't
having
gonna.
trouble getting
He
up
was
out of the
he was
throne, but he
una-
did
he,
try.
he was
Yeah.
having a lot of issues with walking. It's
But
sad
he
to see so
came
many
out in the
people from
throne.
my nostalgia memories going, though.
But
Every
he came
time I
out
turn
in his
around.
throne because he refused to come out
Just
in a
remember, we're
wheelchair.
still live, man. D&D people.
We could talk sad about Ozzy.
I know, but it's sad.
All right, so what was your initiative? 18. Perfect. Okay. Your attack against that guy did not kill him, obviously, Rose, or not Rose, Tasha. It did
Yeah,
wound him, and that was your surprise round. Now we get to do the. I'm just going to use this battle map because I have it open. I need some tokens for the enemies. Things simple that won't look like something else. Goblinoids. They don't have an
I
orc
might just
token
become
for
a
some reason.
manager, Tasha. They emailed me back.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Where do you think?
McDonald's?
Uh-huh.
If you can do it,
Take it.
I have the experience for it.
we would have to reschedule a lot of our hobbies, but do it. It's
They asked how many hours I'm looking for, and I said, top 35, because for how I am mentally with my stuff, I can't do more than, like, if I'm pushing it. And that
yours
was,
is probably going to be like, wait, that's kind of iffy.
that's per week.
But
That's
managers
almost,
usually get a lot more time than that.
that's
Yeah.
almost full time. There are some managers
Yeah,
that can only do, like, 2 hours a week.
Depends on
Alright,
what
so,
type of manager they're looking for, to be fair.
Yeah.
Someone who's been a manager for a grocery store, it definitely depends.
Yeah,
But I have
I
8
wish I
years
was
experience in McDonald's, so I know what to do. They would just need to train me on some of the new stuff, because I've been out for 3 years now. So I would need to be caught up to detail with the current products and how managers do their stuff. Other than that, I would be able to work like that back at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah, I do
I
it.
emailed them back. I gave them my availability, and I said for Sundays it is with the bus schedule. We might have to push Sunday's game later because buses end at like so I get home maybe 7 my time, so we have to push that a
Okay.
little later. Outside that,
Or
usually
we
they
could
don't.
reschedule to different days if the
We
need
could, yeah.
arises.
Yeah.
I said for Fridays that I can be up to this time or after this time because I have a prior arrangement.
All
And
right,
these
so
games
imagine
matter.
that this battle map is a more forested area, and where the orcs are on the other side of the room from you is actually the clearing with some rubbish bins in it. Because I don't have a map for that, because that's a little niche.
No worries.
But this is the rough positioning you guys are in, and that's the rough positioning those guys are in.
Fair enough.
Gotta love the positions. Assume the position. You are not currently near fires, so you can see fine in this area. It's not like bright or overly dark, like the weird shadows that you get around a humongous fire.
Okay.
Shit, I have more coffee. I should probably have dealt with that.
Probably.
I'll get it in a second. Got initiative, and Mir is the one opening combat.
Alright, I just need to remember a thing. If my character can do a thing, hang on.
No worries. We have 15 minutes to break, by the way.
Yeah, no
Do
worries.
this.
Just making sure everyone was aware, because sometimes we
Alright.
forget about time.
I just wanted to remember if I had my extra attack. I do not, but that's okay because I got other things like my longbow.
Technically, you do have an extra attack.
Well, action surge is a different thing. I meant
The
like
artifact.
right.
You would use that once you got closer to them, though.
Yeah, that's my thing. I am sorry, 30 speed. Yeah, that's what I thought. Sorry, I have to make sure because I've got like that have extra speed. So that's about 30 right there.
Yep,
I'm
that's one action. You wanted
and
to,
I'm
you could
firing.
dash and move again. Oh, you're going to fire. That makes more sense.
I got a longbow. Why wouldn't I fire it?
Exactly.
Like I get on the first round. Is this like round that I can get sneak attack or not? I know
Stealth check.
Tasha. Will a stealth check? Okay.
Yep.
I know Tasha did our surprise
Oh,
round.
no.
I just wanted.
Don't worry about it. You have advantage. I rolled a 1 for his perception check.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll sneak with it.
Yep. He does not know you're there, other than the fact that his buddy just got nerfed by or his dog just got nerfed by somebody. I guess I should have asked you all if you wanted to do something for this press round. My bad.
Oh well.
My head was in action mode and I forgot about the characters. I'm a
15
horrible
damage.
director.
That's all I can. Yeah, that's all I can really do for this round.
All right, so
For now.
I'm just going to let you guys know these are not run-of-the-mill orcs. Otherwise, they'd be that one would be dead.
Well, yeah.
As much.
Like I'm just all shocked that the warg went down as fast as it did because Jesus Christ, Tasha, well, the crit.
Well, what can I say about that crit? I'm not kills most of the stuff that I send at you are at this level, like the minion style stuff, which is how it was. Boom! Wow, that would kill almost pretty much anything you were fighting in the lower level game.
I think it's because I said Tully is her baby.
Yeah, that's that. She got mad.
She got big mad.
Exactly, that was rage induced.
Anyway,
Exactly.
Maybe they shouldn't fuck with her baby. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Continuing?
Yes, we're continuing.
Yeah, next round. So let's Vuz.
Glenn, your turn.
I know exactly what I'm about to do, but just give me like say 1 minute. I just made it into my apartment. Loading up my computer right quick.
Fair.
All right, so there we go. Boston is going to use his meta magic to quicken his spell, and he's going to cast haste on himself.
Nice.
Then, sorry, I gotta open up the map as well. Hey, cat, sit down. I swear my cat always wants to get up onto me as soon as I get home, without fail.
This is like, Dad, hi.
It's a cat thing.
Father, you have been gone for 10,000 years. Honey, I just went out for 10 minutes. 10,000 years, yeah, I do.
10,000. All right, let me
Accurate.
the map. Here we go, so I can see
That's
where
not
I'm
what
at.
I wanted.
Mentally envision this place as being a clearing, not a building. But
All right, so Boston's over here. He just cast haste on himself, which means that at his normal movement speed, he should be able to move at least about 60 feet. And then from there, Yeah, it's about like another 35. Oh, excuse me. And I think I can only teleport like 15 feet
Yes, I
from
think
that.
so.
Yep. So that means Vosnet is going to move up to this about 75. So yeah, here should be good.
Cool.
And he is going to cast Sorcerer's Burst on the nearest guy right here. So let me cast up
Perfect.
to spells right quick. So first thing first, haste, just so it's in there. And then Sorcerer's Burst.
All right. 15. That is a hit. Is that the one where you get to pick the damage, or is it
The magic elemental damage. Let's see.
choose? To choose
All right.
it.
So that right
Acid,
there is going
cold,
to
fire,
be
lightning, poison, psychic, or thunder.
that's going to be psychic damage.
Nice. All right, you psychic damage this mofo. Hey, you can visually see his brain go at the end of your turn.
Yes, it is.
All right, that means not a goblin, but same difference. All right, so this orc here looks around and sees this two viable targets because you're going to use stealth. The other ones are farther away. So what he does is actually draws his what looks like a longbow, but it looks like a longbow if he were playing Monster Hunter.
Okay.
It looks a little bit more intricate than a regular longbow, like made out of chitin and bone or something. He draws an arrow and he fires at both of you once. So one for Mir and one for Voslin.
Yeah.
I think you're safe. As a 13.
Oh, yeah, no, that doesn't hit. Not at all.
However, the 24 is a hit on Voslin.
Damn.
Have a way of raising your AC.
Well, my current AC right now is 20 because of haste.
Yes.
Let me see if I have any reactions.
Do you guys have shield spell or shield scrolls? Is that this game or is that the other
No,
game?
that's the other
that's
game.
The other game.
Okay.
the only reaction he has is to reduce the amount of damage he's going to take.
Okay. Well, I have that, right?
Yeah, so it's going to be his psionic power shield.
All right. No, that is not 32 damage.
Damn.
Yeah,
no,
I
I
said,
rolled. It's 2d10 plus 5. I rolled a 30 or a 3 and a 2, but my mind was reading it like Rose reads them, and it was 32.
Oh, number 6. Me too.
It does a whole 5 or 10 damage. Sorry. Would you like to reduce that damage?
No, it's not worth it. I need
All
those
right.
dice for other things.
I will have you get a Constitution save though.
All right, 13.
13. Close.
Yeah,
What happens is this big, thick arrow suddenly slams into your leg, solid and painful, and suddenly feel exhausted. One point of exhaustion.
All right, now I have to do another con save for my haste spell.
Yes. Concentration though.
Oh.
No, it's a concentration check.
Yeah,
It has slightly different modifiers. I'll let you keep that roll for it, but
yeah, let me with my.
I can't know if it would have had a different modifier, but still, you rolled a dirty 20, so you're good.
Let's see, concentration. Oh, I thought the Constitution was concentration.
It is, but sometimes you have modifiers. If you do just check conc COC, it'll roll it again and see, and it might have a different modifier. Nope.
Okay.
Same modifier.
Okay then.
Should be the same modifier, but I don't know. Unless you have something special about that, it's all good.
No, let's see. My savings are 9. If it's just the default Constitution, then it's a +3, which would make that a 14. But I'm not sure now which one I'm using. For some reason, my brain is drawing the fart. I'm using the saving throws, aren't I? Yeah.
Yeah.
You use Constitution save, but there is also a command for concentration
I put
check.
it in the band.
Exclamation
Okay.
CONC.
Thank you, Tasha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Success. You succeeded already technically, but success. Okay, so that does it differently. It automatically does the thingy. Perfect.
But you can put the DC in of the damage of how much you're taking.
It was a dirty 20. It still counts because we're using the first roll. Yada yada yada. Worked. You get your concentration check. I wish I could succeed at one today. I feel all over the place.
That's
Not the
mood.
mood. Speaking of all over the place, I did DM you something. I just want to know what you want me to do with that.
All right, so I think I will finish this goblin's turn because that's his turn. Or not goblin, orc. They're labeled as goblins, so my brain is reading them as goblins. Which this one is this guy. Does not have a good line of sight on Vaz, so is not attacking him, but is going to send an arrow at Mir and Elrez.
Hi.
It also has a weird bow like the other one.
Alright.
Mir! Does an 18 hit you?
I
Yes,
have an
barely.
18, so I would, yeah.
Yes. All right, so 14 damage to you and a constitution.
Conk check.
Concentrate. Yeah, con check. Yeah, okay. So let's see.
Ever have a word just catch in your throat and make you choke? That's what just happened. 10.
10, thank you. And I don't know if 27 is good enough. I think 27 is a little too low for you.
Yeah, it might be a bit too low, right?
All right, so
Absolutely.
27 definitely shrugs off the effect. You can tell there was something on that arrow. You can see a strange oozing goo coming off of where it hit you, but you shrugged it off for whatever reason. Maybe it just doesn't affect changelings. Who knows?
Man, such an asshole. Putting shit on the fucking...
He didn't even ask permission. He just goobered you.
Yeah, you don't need me putting shit on my freaking arrows, asshole. I shot you fair and square.
You might have to change that.
I might. Do I have any special arrows? But I might.
And with that, I say we go on break because it's 2 minutes to break, and I need to go get my coffee and stuff. So we'll pause here, and when we come back, it will be Rose's turn.
I'm gonna say you attacked me with the thing. You're not within 6 feet.
With 4, it missed.
Oh, okay. Damn.
Do anything with a missed attack?
I can deflect it, but they're not within 60 feet, so I can't redirect it.
Correct. Unless you wanted to redirect it at Mir. That would be silly.
Maybe.
No,
unless it was like a marrow that healed things and someone was shooting it at you and you deflected it to your ally who actually needed it.
Yeah, like though that's a
very niche situation, and I would not build a character on that concept. So it could be fun. All right, now I need to go get coffee, go to the bathroom, and all that jazz. Meow.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
I'm trying to make a scene in the background, and all of a sudden it was like, nope, I don't want to do that. Thanks. Storage quota exceeded. Manage store. Oh, that's the problem. You're only allowed to have so much. I got to delete something. The other game, are we done in the mines? Yeah, I better keep that one.
I'm gonna say we just got out of the mines because we defeated Boss Boy.
It was very fun.
Focusing back on the combat.
No, this is actually relevant or important. I need to clear up space on here quickly. Otherwise, I can't upload the map, and that means no map.
We had no map to start with, and it was fine.
No, a new map for later that I'm working on. I'm trying to do stuff on the side, but you reminded me of it too late. Why is this stuff?
So while he's crashing out on that,
pretty much.
I say we still have 3 orcs.
There's not much I can do because right now I can only move up.
Yes, we've got the 3 orcs. Let's do this. I will deal with that map another time. I'm good. You're doing a full move? Or you just, is that how much move you have in one turn? Holy Christ, damn you, fast-moving dwarves.
Yes. She's a monk. She's got the speed.
Oh. Sweetie monk dwarf.
So what is your plan? You've made it halfway. That is one action. Do you want to dash to get to the other side and not get to attack, or do you want to do something else?
That can only be done after I finish a rest. Because my stuff is wonky. I figure shit out a bit better with this build. This build is not the best build.
By the way, for anyone wondering, the monk is the tank. She has 162 health.
Hi, and an 18 AC.
That's not bad.
The bard is your tank.
I would say Vossen has an 18 AC plus 2 right now, so
he's at 20.
I also have an 18 AC.
And Voslin, you're behind cover, so anything ranged coming at you does have a chance of missing anyways.
Yes.
If I remember cover rules properly.
To use a key point and
focus,
go
technically
into
now it's called.
Same shit file. And I'm going
Same thing.
That's the wrong thing to mark off. Fine, I'll mark it this way. Wrong channel for that. Let's go to dice commands and go. How do I do it, Tash? I think key points, focus points, CC.
A flurry.
But I'm not flurrying.
What are you trying to do?
It will get rid of a key point.
What are you trying to do?
Patient defense. There we go.
A patient.
Just
There we
go
go.
a patient.
Awesome. Alright, so she is in patient defense, and so any attacks on her are at disadvantage, if I remember correctly.
You can take the disengage action as a bonus action. Alternatively, you can spend a focus point to both disengage and dodge action as a bonus action.
Cool.
So you disengage and dodge. So if you do whatever dodge is, ups your AC as far as I remember. I don't remember.
Class feature.
How would you look up dodge? Is that an
I don't
ability? A
Just a-
dog? That's not it.
I thought it was, isn't it like a trait or something?
It is a trait. Well, no. You think of
No,
dodge
you
go.
action trait.
Avray has a way of
It's just-
describing what the dodge action
it's
is.
just- There, I got it. It's just exclamation mark dodge.
When you do a dodge action, you focus entirely on avoiding attacks until the start of your next turn. You make
An
a
attack.
dexterity save with advantage. Attackers are at disadvantage. You lose it if you are incapacitated or your speed drops to 0. So if you're restrained, if you're incapacitated, or well, it says incapacitated, or otherwise knocked the fuck out, angled the right way, except perfect.
Held,
Yep.
etc.
Grappled the right way. As
Woo.
somebody grapples you and you're like, you're not grappling me the right way, and slip out instantly.
Ooh,
I heard
but
grappled.
yes. So she is currently
Yeah, I
in
heard
her
grappled.
patient defense.
All right, you are patient defensing in the middle of the room. Perfect.
Yep.
Anything else? Do you have any bonus actions or anything that you can do?
I don't believe so. Let me double check my actions, bonus actions. Patient defense.
Would you like to ready any action? I think I know normal. I think in the normal rules you can't ready an action if you've done something else, but I think that's kind of stupid because you could move into position and then ready your action for the next turn. You haven't attacked.
So I've spent my bonus action to do the focus patient defense,
That's a bonus action, so you still have an action. So you
Uh,
could ready an action if one of them shoots at you to try to deflect the shot because you have deflect arrows, or
That's a
you could ready an
reaction.
action, or you can ready an action to instantly attack someone the minute they run up to you if they try to do that. You have to say what you're readying and what the trigger is, though.
I'm looking. Would either of my two allies, looking more specifically to Mir or to the new one, want to get an extra 30-foot movement speed to go
Yes.
further up?
No, because I'm long range.
Yes.
So
yeah, no,
Okay.
I'm there, Layla. Give me.
I will telekinetic movement is easy, up 30 feet.
so that does what explain.
So it transports the target up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see, or if the target is tiny, that doesn't matter. You can't use this
So
action
where are you putting her?
again, and it had to be a willing creature other than myself.
All right. Are you willing to be teleported, ZZ? Perfect. All right, not Tasha. Rose, where are you putting her?
Right about that work for you, Mir?
Hang on, my shit. Sorry, I had to run over to Owlbear real quick again. Shit.
That's fine.
It's all good.
Sorry, I was worried that it would crash out on me, and nope, that works for me.
Perfect. You have moved up because your ally said, "Get up here, bitch! Don't make me do this alone." All right. I'm guessing
she
that
call
is the
me a
end of
bitch,
your
though?
turn. No, she did not. Not in the bad way. In the good way, bitch, as in bestie or
You
whatever.
bitch,
But
come
not
over
there
here.
yet.
She's saying
Oh,
more in a Scottish accent, I know.
I could use your assistance up here, lass. If you don't mind coming up here.
Aye, aye.
All right. It's at the end of your turn, lass.
Aye.
All right. So Elrez finishes her turn, and now it's Mariah's turn. What do you think you'll be doing? Go, Tasha. It's your attack. Wow, that
She is-
one directly across from you is 110 feet away.
She's going to go pew on the motherfucker that she hit before.
The leader. Because
Yes.
you assumed, because you thought he was the leader, which is this guy in the back here, obviously. He's in a better position. That makes him the leader. He was promoted that day.
No allies in his base yet, or no?
No allies in his space.
All right.
Everyone's
So-
staying the fuck away from him.
I'm working on it.
That's fine. 2 times 2, because Ranger.
Yep. Thou hast hit twice.
All right.
30 is a nice round 30 is a good number to hit with. Do you have anything you can do to add damage to those? 25. So far you've done 25 damage with it. Well, plus your 15 that you did previously.
Let's see. Yes, I do. Hunters.
So far you have dealt 40 damage. And Hunter's Mark. Perfect. Does that do anything to... I would assume you did that before you attacked, so roll the extra
Yeah.
d6s.
All right, so
Remember,
trying to
timing
remember.
is everything. Time is irrelevant. Timing is everything.
Time is a weird soup.
In Magic, it's last out, first in.
Woo.
Well, I'm just trying to see something.
D6, I believe.
2d6.
Perfect.
And
You've done
then-
46.
And then he is going to go behind one of the trash cans.
Trash bins! Oh,
And because she's got her boots of Elvenkind, she has an advantage. She gone.
all right, I'm going to put a campfire over here. This is the thingy you're hiding behind right now.
Okay,
If
dokie.
you- when you've refreshed the map.
And that would be.
I moved you a little bit closer to them so that you have less chance of missing.
Okay.
Not that you had that much of a chance, but combat-wise, sometimes moving a little closer is good. I'd say you probably moved to actually here. Not behind a campfire design, but over here, because you can see them. You can shoot around the corner, that little peek out for a hide, run around a different one. Perfect.
Pretty much. And that's me.
All right, next. Boom, boom is the last of the orcs in there, which happens to be the leader's turn. He is going to roll to try to perceive you.
Good luck, buddy.
By Jove! He didn't make it. He was close, but not quite. So instead, he is going to look towards Mir and then be like, yes, he's going to fire at you and the dwarf again. Because he's doing the same thing as the other ones, just firing a longbow, not moving into melee just yet, trying to assess the situation. The one against Mir is a 16, which I believe is a miss.
No, that is a miss.
And the one against the dwarf is a 20.
That is a hit. I will take my reaction. They're not within
Two.
30 feet of me yet, are they? They're 40
They are
feet
not
away.
within 30 feet of you.
That's
50.
not what I wanted.
This is the one attacking you. You're 50 feet away
But I
from it.
can redirect it to anybody.
I'm just saying, 40, 50, right?
Damn.
You're still
So-
just a little bit out of reach.
Reaction
That's him.
Try to
to deflect it. I gotta find where that
Hey.
fucking went. I don't play monks often, can you tell?
That's why you're supposed to have your character sheet open and read things.
I have it open and I'm reading it. You can reduce the total damage by 1d10 plus 15.
All right. So in that case, I will roll my damage. That is 17 damage.
Also,
No
I reduce it to
damage!
0.
I believe it was. Can it? If you'd reduce the damage to 0, yes. Ooh, haha. Perfect. You
And if I
did that.
do-
If you want to, you could or you could redirect it, but there's no one in range, so that doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
You took no damage, meaning you weren't affected by the poisonous effect on it.
So what you guys see is an arrow going towards her, and she just moves back a hair, grabs it out of the air by the end, and fling it to the ground in front of her. You're gonna have to
pick
try
high.
harder than that.
Rose, pick high or low.
Low.
Pick one of your party members.
Mir.
Mir. She does something with her when that arrow comes at her. So, ooh, and she moves her hands, and the bolt deflects in a way that it zings past you, not like in a threat of hitting you, but just like, ooh, but it's not flying like an arrow anymore. Now it's spinning around as if you threw it like a frisbee.
Cool.
Just, you could have reached out and touched it almost.
And you hear her say, "You'll have to try harder than that there, lads."
And with that, he
That is
does
me, right?
something else and goes, Mir, your turn.
Now it's my turn. Initiative thing.
You've got the initiative.
Oh, yeah.
I got the lovely bunch of coconuts.
Now moving into melee with him. All right, he's got his bow in hand right now, so technically he's kind of melee defenseless.
Sure is, and I'm gonna stab him. Stab
Roll
him
your
real
attack.
good. Roll my bloodshed rapier. No blood.
15 is a hit.
Oh, it is a hit.
That's exactly what their armor class is. You guys have determined that by rolling 15 at least 3 times in this combat.
Sorry, I was looking at items here, seeing if I want to do a thing.
Makes sense.
Itchy nose.
Scratch that nose. Scratch it deep. Scratch that nose in your sleep.
Also, Neil, when I was cleaning, and to everyone else, I decided to put all my dice except for my tower into an actual bag.
Oh my god, who are you and what have you done with Rose?
So all of this, from my fingers down, This is all dice.
She's a nicely evolving dice goblin.
All right.
My dice bag.
And
It's actually fairly heavy.
That probably weighs a pound or two.
Oh, probably.
sure.
I'd say
Yeah,
that
I
weighs
think I'll
probably
end
about 5 pounds.
I can end my turn right there. Why not? Just stand there in his
Before
face.
you end your turn, I would like to point out your bloodshed rapier has an ability on it that you could invoke a rune to do more damage.
But I'd rather just save that for...
You'd rather save that in case there's an actual serious boss? Makes sense.
What if their boss comes out and he's a big ugly shit and he has 100 HP and I need to save it for that?
Exactly. I understand. All right, so that makes it the next person's turn.
Which is Buzzlin.
Voslin.
All right. So let's see. Voslin is definitely pick up there. Voslin's definitely gonna go up to this guy right here, get a nice close and personal with them, and he is going to hit him pretty hard. In the
Sounds
words
like
of
a
the
plan.
in the words of the TF2 Goku. No, Team 4-Star. TF.
Yeah, it's TFS, not T-
Yeah, there we go.
TF2.
TF.
TF2 is heavy in all of them.
I know, Alice.
I like TF2 has some funny humor, but I never played it.
Friends have played it.
Memes related to it are quite humorous.
So those are both his haste attacks.
Both hits. Yep.
And
17.
all his actions are. I could do that, but I'm not. So in that case, nah, I'm not gonna do that instead. That's pretty much it for his damage as of right
All right.
now.
Got anything else you need to do before you end your turn?
Just checking right now because I don't have anything fun I can do with my bonus actions besides summoning up some stuff. But I'm gonna wait for next time for that. So that's about it for him.
Perfect. Boom! This goblin here, the one that is in melee with Mir. Not goblin, orc. It drops its bow, clatters to the ground. It doesn't try to put it away or anything. Obviously, it's in melee. It knows it doesn't need a bow anymore. And it grabs an axe off of its back. This axe is like a one-bladed axe, not like a battle axe, but it's effectively a battle axe.
Gotcha.
And it swings both of its attacks against you. One misses. The other does not. Doing a grand total of 18 damage.
18, that's not that bad.
Not horrible. They'll whittle at you. They're not going to one-shot you, I would hope.
No. Wait, I didn't put that in correctly. Oh, shoot. I meant to hit that button.
Wait.
They just got me under 100. That.
I got your point.
Nice.
I'm not a healer. I did not heal spec the bard side of her.
We're going to see how this works.
I get it. I've got potions. I ain't mad. Like I said,
Exactly.
they only just got me under 100, honey.
It's not that bad.
You have 92 health, and he did 18 damage. It'll take him at least 3 or 4 hits, or maybe 5, to take you down at this rate.
He's gonna need to try a little harder to actually down me at this rate.
Rose is one of those healer mindsets where it's like, oh my gosh, you're hurt, let me heal you. Type person.
I don't like my
nothing wrong
party
with
member
that.
going down. They
I'd
shouldn't
rather
go
see
down
my
if
party
they
members
can.
stay up and beat things up rather than go down and do less
Exactly.
damage.
You know what, Rose? I have an anime for you to watch later on.
No, that can't be good.
I kind of want to get her to watch Goblin Slayer. Mostly because
I've
I want to
heard
watch Goblin
things.
Slayer. Oh, I've heard things about it too. I'm interested in watching it. I know the first episode is a hard one to watch.
It's
from what I
a pill
understand.
to swallow, but honestly,
Yeah.
I'm caught up on both the manga and the anime. It's actually
Nice.
really
I
No,
like the idea of
you
it.
can get past the first episode. It's actually a pretty chill anime.
It's the same
Does-
as Full Metal
the-
Alchemist Brotherhood. I couldn't get past the first episode.
I think there's only very few animes I could not get past the first episodes. But the anime I'm referring to just so happened to have something dealing with the same scenario of healing magic.
Oh God, no! If you're trying to get her into that hentai thing,
No. Actually, this right here is almost like D&D characters, but in an anime, which is really.
I'm sorry. When I hear healer anime, I'm like, fuck, redo of a healer. Get the fuck out.
Nah, by the way, the manga gets worse later on. It gets so much worse. But
I'm reading that one.
Anyways, let's continue with this combat.
Let's see
Yeah,
now. That was his
probably get
turn.
moved out
Boom. We go to the next one, which is the one that Voslin is at. And it too gets 2 attacks with its axe. It also drops its bow, pulls out that axe. This axe, it comes at you, hiving and hoving. And the first attack is a miss, but it swings around and definitely hits you with that second attack, dealing 17 damage. These
Yeah,
do
I
not
don't
have
think-
any sort of poison on them, from what you can tell.
It'd be stupid for them to try it again.
Neither of them tried to move away from you. They are dedicated to the cause at the moment. And boom, it's Elrez's turn.
So she's gonna move up into melee with, obviously, one of them. I'm gonna pick the one that my lovely teammate is on.
You have 2 teammates on an enemy. Which one's lovely?
The beautiful
You're
Mia.
saying Dash isn't lovely?
No.
He
Rude.
is, but Mir's
She
more
hates me.
pretty.
Hates me. I understand. She hates me.
Mir's more pretty. And she's going to use her action and bonus action to do a lot of hits.
All right, fight. Do you have extra attack?
I do.
Cool, 4 attacks. Roll them. 5. How do you get 5?
That's how.
Flurry of Blows gives you 2 extra attacks. Your main attacks are 1 and 2. How do you get a 5th attack?
Heightened. So 1 attack, 2 attack from my main attack. But
Oh, never mind.
unarms me.
For some reason,
3.
the word 3 literally said 2 when I first looked at it, and I'm like, what?
Normally
Now I'm
it's
looking
2,
at it again, I see
but
3. I
have
understand now.
heightened flurry of blows. So that gives
Perfect.
me
Roll those
3.
5 attacks. Kick some orc ass, or face, or other body parts.
Kick him in the nuts, Rose.
Kick him in the junk!
I
Wolfman
shit you not,
dot junk!
whenever
Kick him!
I shit you not, whenever I play a monk and
What you guys see is her
Woo!
staff comes out and she like, twirls it and it's boom, literally like 5 quick, very quick strikes. All of which are above a 15 for 72 damage.
One-shotted him at full.
Can
Oh
I
my
can I
God.
take the attacks that weren't there and move to this other guy and use the rest of them on him instead? Because I
You
moved
could.
35.
Theoretically, if I factored down what his hit points actually are and then figured that out from there, I could do the thing with the stuff. So 72, you say?
Yes.
It wouldn't be worth it. The last hit is basically what kills him. He wasn't that wounded. So
There you go.
your 5th attack, you rolled a
Mhm.
lot of damage on all of those attacks. Your 5th attack was almost enough to get you to the second guy.
So when he goes down, I will take the last of my movement and stand there imposingly. I think. I'm trying to see what one of my feats does.
I allow you to do intimidate checks when you've taken down an enemy.
I will. I'm gonna try and intimidate this motherfucker. You 100%.
Which motherfucker?
Oh,
Pick one.
the one that I'm walking.
That one
over
or
to.
the
Leader. As I'm walking over to the next person, I'm gonna intimidate the leader. Also,
How would you like to
get
intimidate him?
health. I don't need health though.
How would you like to intimidate him? What do you want to do? Walk past him, give him the finger, look at him, point at your eyes, point at him, say, "You're next." What?
I'll be coming for you after I finish off your other little lackey there, big man.
He barks something in response. Not bark like a dog, but bark as in says something harsh in Orcish. I don't know if
Oh no,
anyone
I
knows
know.
Orcish.
No,
I'm gonna luck point that.
no, I knew that's what you meant. I just wanted to go bark.
That's not gonna do it. That's a 12.
He barks at you. Woof, woof. What the fuck did he just do? He barked at you. That wasn't what I expected.
Honestly, doing shit like that out of the box just because it's so creative. Sometimes if I'm DMing, I'll be like, you know what? I'll give you advantage on that because that would actually make.
Well, think about it. A player does that in the middle
Oh,
of
wait.
a conversation with an NPC ruler, just out of the blue, says something like "da da 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 bark." The king, who
I'm
they
going
didn't
to
realize
use-
has had previous experience with mind control, suddenly flips.
I'm going to DM you what I'm using
Do it.
for reasons,
Do it.
so that you know why I'm doing it. But I'm
Yes.
gonna reroll that again.
I'm people. I'm still confused.
18.
Perfect. You intimidate him. Grrr.
I'm gonna mark on my sheet what that is.
The effect that has happened is he is not moving towards you.
Cool.
As in, you frightened him for 1 round, meaning you're lucky and not going to be having 2 guys on you.
That one's dead.
He might be a bit dead after that. Holy crap.
Well, he did 17 damage to him, and she did 72, and honestly, he had 75 health.
No. Monk damage is fucking crazy, man.
Let's go bird.
It's called Burst for a reason.
I built her for melee.
She did.
She's a
Even
melee
though
buff.
she doesn't like combat. She builds all of her
You've been
characters for
telling
melee and
me-
combat
you
and combat and
tell
melee.
me I need to get better at melee, so I'm building to get better at melee.
But you can build to be
Hey,
good
darling.
at both. Sometimes you do forget to do both.
I do, yes.
Of course you have Discord. We're on Discord. People, you have Discord? What do you think we're talking on?
Somebody in the TikTok asked that.
I know. It's silly. Anyways,
Anyways,
I'm going to
that's
get
the end of
back
my
to game.
turn.
That was the end of Elrez's turn. Tasha, it is Mariah's turn. What would
All
you
right,
like
going
to
for
do?
leader boy again.
Going for leader?
Yep.
All right, let's do this.
I'm gonna shoot him in the dick with my first attack.
That might be a hard sell, but go hard.
Watch I crit or something like that. I shoot you whenever I say I'm gonna shoot someone in the dick. I crit.
You're a rogue, right? Did you aim?
Yes.
A 19 is a hit.
Right to the junk.
27 damage.
27 is good, I say.
Also,
good.
this is more note for you, in case you want to make use of it.
Arrows. And then second shot.
In case you didn't know about that.
22 to hit.
All right, a 22 is solid. Nice.
And then moving to the other side of my dumpster, and now you see me.
Now you know.
You don't. Hopefully.
Jesus, save some for the rest of us.
Oof. Sorry.
26, you are well hidden. All right, so the leader is not dead. He's still going quite strong right now. But
He is
there's still a
a
monk.
candidate for the Vienna Voice Choir.
Oh, yes, definitely. So that makes it the goblin's turn. That means Mr. Leader can't move towards Elrez. She's lucky. But he can move towards Mir.
Have fun, buddy.
He runs at you. This way. Tick. That was the wrong tool, but
How is he running with the arrow in his junk?
uncomfortably. First thing he does is pulls the arrow out, screams, and then moves over there because D&D is unrealistic for damage, and there's no actual penalties for just having an arrow in anything. He looks like a Minecraft character. Hey, man, you look like you had an encounter with some skeletons. What gave it away? Rose knows that situation in our Minecraft games.
The one that's been pewed by all the skeletons.
One of us walks around the corner, and the other one goes, "Wow, that's a lot of arrows." Oh
Yeah,
my god!
I just
All
killed
right,
the skeleton.
Tasha, not Tasha, ZZ. Sorry, I keep forgetting. There's so many beautiful women. 2 attacks from the orc leader miss you completely.
Nice.
Swing completely. You know, that sort of thing where you're having no trouble dodging these sort of thing. And then that's the end of his turn. I'm going to actually move from here. And boom, Mir, your turn again.
All right. Well, since he is in frickin' range, first off, let's what's it called again? Gosh, that one.
Murder Kate. You're using the spell Murder Kate. Not sure who Kate is, but she needs to be murdered.
Murder Lord.
Fighting Spirit. Your intensity in battle can shield you and help you strike true. As a bonus action on your turn, you can give yourself advantage on attack rolls until the end of the current turn. So all of your attacks now have advantage.
Yep, that is
Very nice. You also gain 5 temp hit points. Yay! Thank God for the temp hit points.
What the hell are you doing now?
all right. And I don't need it. Let's do my rapier again, since you are in range, sir.
He's up close and personal. He's wondering how you blocked his axe with your thin little rapier.
Wait, I get advantage on that. I got to roll that again.
Correct. You do have advantage. You're like, wait, that's a natural 1. Oh, shit. Oh, I have advantage. Roll it again. 14. Do you have any way of upping that? Does anyone have any way of giving you +1 to hit?
I'm locked in. I don't think so.
I haven't put I'm only at level 3 on my fighter class at the moment.
No worries. All right. You came so close.
You can give her help.
Nah. No, you know what I'm gonna do though? No, never mind, I'm not. I was going to use my extra fragment, but that doesn't give me an extra hit. Just makes me dash, disengage, or cunning action. So
no, but once you activate it, you attack the nearest thing. Though, remember.
That's true. I could just dash to his fucking right, or disengage 5 feet back, and then rush right back.
And then re-engage, right?
So let's try that.
All right, so you move there with your disengage. He doesn't get to attack you. You activate your ability, and everyone else who can pay attention, you don't have to roll perception check or anything. You hear her kind of scream, a painful scream, and suddenly she looks different again.
Turn
Feral,
slightly.
more combat-y, and she rushes back at him and slash, or whatever it is you're doing with your rapier.
I get one
Roll
more.
a second attack.
Rolling
All right,
again. And also, I still get fighting spirit till the end of my turn, so she can actually.
correct. You do.
So if I roll bad again, I could just.
I don't think you rolled bad. You rolled a natural
I don't-
20.
He dead.
My echo's pretty good right now.
And so, 17 plus 16 is 33. It's 33 damage. Sorry, Rose, this is the boss. He's not dead.
No, he's
Well,
not.
the boss of them.
Well, you mentioned the 1 HP more, hence I was like, oh, he's dead. After that.
No.
Okay.
No. The one you guys got on you is the one that's that.
The other one is low health,
This guy doesn't.
or lower health. All right, so that is your turn. You finish off your turn in that exhausted, but not like the exhaustion points sense. In that you
Panting, yeah.
settle down and just feel a little drained. You can't do that very often, and I might actually put a limit of amount of uses per day because.
You already did.
Oh, good. It was 3, wasn't it? Long rest. Oh, good. Once every good. Oh, you think I was going to upgrade it later, where you get 3 every long rest? Perfect.
You know, right now it's just 1.
That's how I remember things, by having vague memories flip into my brain, and I try to piece them into the conversation.
My character's right here to read to you.
Scream is gonna
Perfect.
ask
That's
if
at the
you
end
are
of your
alright.
turn.
And I'm just panting. Yeah, don't worry about it.
All
That's
right.
normal, that be normal, or that's something to be concerned about for after the battle.
I'm normal, not concerning, I promise.
Alright, if you say so.
That
You
took
have
a lot
an
out of
angry
me. We're
streak. All right, Voslin, is your turn.
All right, so with a quick flash, Voslin hits this creature right in front of him with a true strike.
Nice.
Very nice.
And this is at an advantage because of
Perfect.
his, I want to say it was Vex.
I believe so.
Let's see this right here.
Vex
should be
doesn't give you
a-
advantage, I don't think.
It gives them disadvantage if I
It gives
remember.
Oh, wait, my bad. Let's see.
If
Do I have
I
Vex?
remember correctly, if you hit, or if you don't hit, then Vex gives it so that you do get damage.
No,
No,
it says
that's
right here,
Vex.
Vex. If you hit a creature with a rapier and deal damage to it, you have advantage on your next attack roll. Vex.
That's what Vex is.
Okay, I totally forgot.
Bro, you're thinking of Sap, which the enemy
No.
gets a disadvantage.
That's
No,
the
that's
no,
what
other
I'm
one.
thinking of.
That's what Zizi
That's
was
one.
thinking about.
I'm thinking
Okay.
of something else, because Laz had it on his
What do you think the
Grave.
ability does, Rose? That's Graze.
Graves. Thank you. We're still learning these effects.
Oh, good. So you did the thing. You rolled this true strike. Let's roll your damage. And I'm assuming you
Oh.
get 2d6 on that. It doesn't roll the
I-
damage with the true strike thing for some reason.
For some reason, so I have to roll my own
Just
self.
roll attack roll with. I think there's a snippet for true strike.
I think
Is
it's TS on the end, but that might be the
Okay.
2014 True Strike.
Let's see if that's correct.
No,
Well-
but it adds damage. So
Yeah,
that's
so
2d6.
I'm hitting at a 23, but that's not adding.
That's a hit, and roll 2d6.
Let me just see if this would become a critical, because it's only the standard attack. Let me see about the advantage attack. So just a d20. That'd be a 16, so it just hits a little bit higher. Oh, service.
It
Anyways,
says a 25.
Oh, it is dash TS.
Knew it! Hey, it is the
Huh.
2024 version.
Yep, it's the 20. I thought the
I
2024 version.
I would definitely try that next time.
Perfect.
Anyways, that's 4. So for 12 damage.
12 plus 11 is 23 damage. Let's see. You are doing good. He looks close to half health.
Oh, the 11 damage doesn't count. The cantrip takes over the effect of the weapon.
I thought it did in addition to the weapon.
Let's see. The attack uses your spell casting ability for the attack and damage roll instead of using your strength or dex.
That's just the modifiers for the hit and plus to damage.
Ah.
You still use the weapon damage, plus you get an additional radiant damage.
Oh,
So that
sweet.
So you
it
get-
adds up. True Strike
so
for
instead of a
2024
s-
actually was an improvement. It's one
That's
of the
a
best
modifier.
glow ups.
God,
Alright, perfect.
Dash, what's your
perfect then.
spellcasting modifier?
Oh, it's a 4. That's why I put a floor right there.
You are, let's see, what's half of 75?
Half of 75 should be 36.
You're right.
Wait,
It's bloodied.
37, my bad, not 36, 37. That's what half of 75 is. Anyway.
30 whatever and a half.
Yeah.
And then he attacks again with his rapier.
Nice. 23 for 7.
And he's going to add his psionic damage onto it, which adds a 1d3 damage to it.
Nice.
Oh, Tasha, I
I'm
just
checking.
realized, because dwarves used to have the 20-foot thing, now they have the 30-foot movement, and she has a 50-foot movement. Instead of doing the, wait, I have tiny legs, she'd be like, can't you be keeping up with this lass that has tiny legs?
Right.
Because she can move 20 extra feet that you guys can.
Wow.
Right.
As a 1 to that, making that an 8.
The funny part, how would you like to finish him off?
So
Nice.
Rosalind is going to sweep low at the ankle, followed by sweeping upwards in a quick fashion, directly in the middle, straight past the nose.
Wow. He has expired. Just before date was met.
Well done there. Glad that you're on our side.
Do you have any movement you want to do?
Of course he does. 60 feet of movement.
Hell,
I'm gonna run up onto this one here. And then he's gonna action surge. Another rapier attack
16 is a hit.
for 14 damage.
Yeah, 14's good.
Perfect. And I'm pretty sure action surge should not be a bonus action, is it?
No, it doesn't cost an action.
Perfect. That means I got a bonus action now. So,
At least I don't think it's bonus action. I've always
Nope,
had it
it's a
be
free action.
action.
Sure should be a free action.
It'd be
Yes.
weird if it required a bonus action and be like, what?
let's see. No, I can't do that one. Crud. Or actually, wait, can I? Nope. Can't do that one yet. So that's it for his turn.
All right. Boom. Elrez, your turn. All of you get to dogpile the boss because he's last. And by boss, I mean leader.
All right.
Yeah, the big
So
guy.
he's the de facto leader now, right? He wants to or not.
He's a solo leader. He's the only one left.
Well-
He's like, no! He says something in Orcish that nobody understands, but you can do a history. Sure. Do a check. Intelligence save. For all I care. Intelligence history check. One of those. Elrez knows nothing of what he speaks.
Say, Vossman speaks Goblin, but that's still nowhere near Orcish.
I
Yeah, it's
forgot
not
I
quite
had a
close
+7
enough.
on my history. When did I get
So-
that?
Very nice.
When did I get
All
a
right.
+7
I
on
guess
history?
Goblin is good enough for him to understand.
Right? So, Mir and Voz understand the general gist of what he says as being,
Well darn, motherfucker. Let's go.
and then you hear
Let me hear what?
a
Yeah, you cut out.
I don't know if you can
Whoa.
hear that noise. Rose, do we
That
have
is
that
bomb.
sound? Do we have the creepers?
We do not, but that's a nice
you-
everything you have there.
It's basically the sound of a fuse lighting.
Got a
Can
bomb.
Mariah try and shoot the bomb on her turn?
You can try to find it first. You're not certain where it is upon his person, but yes, roll a
Can I
perception
perceive
check.
it?
Yes,
Okay.
you all can.
I'm right next to him. I would think I would be able to see something with a 25.
Your 25 is perfect. Or perception check of 8. You're rolling those 8s consecutively, I must say. Mariah, unfortunately, you did not see exactly what set off. You didn't hear this, but you got the sensation of from everyone's body language that something just happened. Dirty 20. From where you are, you heard the sound of an activating explosive device. You, being dwarven in nature, have a slightly more engineering bent than the average human or other, because dwarves in my world are technological, but still magical. And you
Smarter than the
recognize that
average
noise
bear.
instantly, because Uncle Flester, he was very much into the explosive devices. He loved things. He was a miner by profession. He used explosives to make big holes in things. And you've heard that sound before, because he showed you what not to do and what sounds to avoid. That was one of the ones to avoid.
Clearly.
You're like, we're about to be in a lot of danger, yo. He just did something that's gonna light us up if we ain't fast.
In fact, Rose, you remembered that sound of this distinctly. That's a Mark III stump remover equivalent. That will
Okay.
take out a 10-foot area around that orc.
She just kind of smirks and goes, 10 feet around you, lad. Pathetic. And then she's going to do her flurry
Around him.
and attack, as she does.
Oh, so she can get up close and personal?
You gotta run to where? You want to move first?
Yes, give me a second.
I'm assuming you're going to move here.
I was gonna
Here.
move here.
There, that works.
I can move the other one, but I figure either way.
It's up to you. Doesn't matter fully.
Those
Because
all
technically you
hit.
could go straight
the
down
first
here, then
one's a
over that way.
crit.
But I guess what? He's dead.
You see her go say that, and then she again does the bam, and allow. She's going to use it to shove him as far away as she possibly can from the three of them.
Rose, your
Mhm.
positioning means you would shove him here.
I don't want to die.
And can I actually reposition to there?
I
So I can
put
shove
him to here.
him.
Shove takes him back 5 foot or 10
He'd
foot.
still
I
be
can't
not-
remember.
I think
10 foot would be to here.
I'd still caught in the blast
push.
either way.
Once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals bludgeoning damage, you can move it 5 feet to an unoccupied space if the target is no more than one size larger. So 5 foot.
So to there still affects mirror.
I was hoping to move it.
In fact, still would
Here,
affect
yeah.
here. Then you would
Yeah,
need to be here.
And I'd still get hit.
You don't push stuff to the side, you push stuff away from you. But yes, I would allow it. Also, would still affect both of them. And you.
Pretty much.
Might as well shove it to get
But
him
you're
away.
welcome to shove him. Get him
So-
out of the way. You guys are going to get a saving throw anyways.
I'll
Yeah, I was
shove
gonna say, we're-
him as part of my attack stuff because that's special. And I'm going to do something else once I find it.
Okay, you've attacked, you've shoved. What are you doing?
Trying to see if I can find it. That allows 1. Which of you has higher health by the looks of you?
probably him. Yeah, definitely him, considering I'm at, what am I at, 90 something?
You're at 90 something.
But
Oz
to be
is only taking
fair-
a little bit.
I'm only
To
at
be
89.
fair, but to be 100% fair, I am at 92. But to be fair, I have both uncanny dodge and evasion, so
Alright, then
No,
I
I'll
will
be good.
Step of the Wind heightened as my bonus. Oh no, I did my bonus action. Shit.
You did.
I'll take a reaction to expend one of my other abilities and reduce the damage by 1d6 plus 1 on Voslin.
Sure. All right, so everyone do a deck save.
All right.
I will be.
No, well,
fine.
Tasha, you don't have to. You're not in melee. You're safe. You can roll one if you don't want to feel left out, but
Can I left point that?
yes.
And I have evasion as well.
Perfect.
Don't worry, like I said, I have evasion. I'm fine. I can half. Like I said, I also have uncanny dodge, so I can half point that pretty easily. It's just,
All right, the explosion is doing 32 damage.
Alright, and that
Alright,
was
so that would-
1d6 plus what? I gotta find that gun. Where did
16
it go?
16 if
Minus
you're-
whatever Rose is reducing it with.
I'm just
let
waiting.
me just.
Are you fucking kidding me?
15 damage. Every little bit helps.
Every little
Okay,
bit.
so
helps. So,
I don't need to do the reaction.
would that be
for
14
uncanny
damage instead of 15? Since it's
dodge,
2 instead
but
of 1.
I did do evasion.
sorry, yes.
So that'll be,
Math.
wait, what? What's the damage now?
Oh, no,
Ooh. Are taking half damage or no damage? Evasion, half damage. Yes. All right. So you take 60. Dash takes 14.
Uncanny dodge, not evasion. Evasion does no
What?
damage.
No,
If it does half, if you fail.
No.
That's a fail.
She succeeded. So she has
She-
evasion.
Please.
No damage.
See,
Okay,
I-
anyone
I
with
failed, so
evasion
I'm taking
will
half.
take no damage if they succeed. Yes,
Oh,
I failed. I take half. You succeeded. You take none.
correct.
gotcha.
So yes, Vaz and Elrez succeeded. Mir did not. Mir took half damage because Elrez took none. Vaz took half, -2. And that is the end of him. Ooh. What would you guys like to do in this clearing? Like I said, this is the trash clearing. There's refuse all over the place. The owl bear that was here is currently unconscious.
She's gonna run over to Tully and cast a spell.
All right, you run over to Tully. Which spell would you like to cast, milady?
Your wounds.
Perfect. You reach out. I'm not even going to make you roll it. You just do the stuff. Obviously, part of the casting rolls it, but it's like boom. You reach out. You put your hands on Tully. You do that ear scratch, the chin scratch. You do all of that. Come on, the preening you would do to a big freaking cat, right?
She's
And you do
doing
that.
the whole.
The healing sets in, and suddenly Tully's eyes reopen. He gives that owl bear combo, not a growl, but a sound of recognition, like "Huh?"
And
Looks at
he
you and
will-
gives you a look you recognize as like, "Oh my God, thank you!"
she will hug him and goes, well, she'll until he gets the sensation that she's saying, "I'm here, Mama's here," type thing.
Yep. Perfect. All right. So Tully's good. He's feeling better. He doesn't like he sees the warg corpse nearby, makes a noise at it. You see the what are you doing a performance check for?
Bard being Bard is going to try and make happy music in the area.
You're trying to raise everyone's spirits. I think your dirty 20 did a good job on that.
Because yay, Bard.
By the way, Bard,
Yes?
remember why I told you to take that one thingy that made you a musician? What does it do?
As you finish a short or long rest, you can play a song on an instrument and have proficiency. You can give everybody, or up to 5 allies, a heroic inspiration.
Correct.
Ooh,
Keep that
So
in
we-
mind. You have a way to give everyone a heroic inspiration once a short rest. Or long
Yep.
rest, but once a short rest.
Want to rest.
So you could classify this as a short rest and everyone can have a heroic inspiration, which is essentially just another luck point.
I'm
That
just
can be
looking up
used anytime, but you can only have the one. That can also be used on other people's rolls.
Nice.
Only party members, not enemies.
clearly.
I don't want you to have that easy way of giving everyone disadvantage against you. You guys kill things super fast as it is. Somebody who wants to play a peaceful RP game sitting here going, I'm going to make a killer monk. I'm glad she's not a monk of the open hand.
I wanted
It's
to
It's done.
It's funny because I made my extra character way of Kenshi, so she knows all different weapons.
Oh, nice. Right. Ollie is very happy to see you. Do you have any way of communicating with him other than like through sounds and noises that one would make with a pet?
she taught us sign language, and she's signing to him.
He understands enough of
okay?
it that you can't have full-on real people conversations with him, but he understands.
She taught him, "Are you okay? Are you hungry?" type thing, in basic.
Which I can confirm animals can understand certain sign
Oh, yes, I know.
language.
So, Tasha, I would like you to give me a perception check.
All right.
Well, I'd rather Mariah give me the check, but you have to roll for her.
1
Yeah.
second.
We are
She's just
playing
kinda
D&D
staring at-
tonight, Genesis.
By the way, she's staring. She just kept staring. Elris down. Please don't ask about the thing.
15.
All right, your perception check is good enough, Tasha. You succeeded. So what you see is, as you're hugging Tully for one more time, because why not? You just look up and you see the opening for where you came into this clearing, the path that comes to it, and there is a person there, not a orc, an actual human, one of the villagers. They seem to be a little wounded or something. They're stumbling towards this area. They've got wounds, they got bloods. It's an old lady. Bloods. Yes, they got an entire gang behind them.
Haha.
She will go over and sign, "Are you okay?"
You recognize her as an old single widow that lives on the edge of town. People treated her similar to you, and you and her were not friends, but you did stuff for her occasionally because she was one of the few people in the village that actually helped you out. Though she
Spirit, in a
didn't do
way.
it openly. That's why you're still were leery around her in public. But she recognizes you, and you notice one aspect about her wounds. She's not going to survive them.
Oh.
She's got something in her hand, though, and when she sees you coming closer, she reaches towards you and offers it to you as she starts to collapse on the ground. She obviously recognizes you and says your name. Please, protect him. And she
she'll
hands you
take it.
this little pouch.
She'll take it, and as she's falling, she'll grab the thing, type thing.
You grab it from her hand. Do you want to help her gently fall to the ground, or try to keep her standing, or
She'll
cast another cure?
of her. No, she'll just as she's falling, to help her to the ground.
You help her lie
And-
down. She seems close to the end of life.
Mariah just holds her hand and one-handedly signs, "I'm so sorry. I should never have left."
She looks at you and says, "It's okay, child. Be safe." And she's gone.
Mariah will close her eyes and
One thing you noticed about this version of her, she was a lot older. When you knew her, she was like in her 40s. Right now, she's in 60s or 70s. It's been some time, apparently.
Mariah is like that tracks because she was chased out of the village at 15.
Perfect.
And she's
So
26 now.
she has passed on. She is. Do you want to bury her or anything, or throw
Yes.
her into a fire and one of the fires to pyre
She'll
funeral?
Oh, the
she'll
pyre.
make a pyre.
All right. Anyone else going to help her? I assume Rose probably would.
I said she's gonna help.
Like Rose is
Austin-
probably going to say yes.
Boston's definitely going to help, and he's going to use up all that scrap wood from that door that he broke down a while ago.
All right.
That way, just more of a nice flatter surface.
You guys put together a good funeral pyre for that lady. By the way, her name was
Dolores.
When
when the pyre's ready.
when it goes out, Slash is ready. She'll put a little marker with Dolores' name on it.
Perfect. You carve one out without too much problem from some wood nearby. You're not a skilled carpenter or anything, but everyone can whittle if they put enough effort into it. It's not perfect, but nobody is, so you think it matches. I think it matches, and you put it on there.
And if all else fails, she could be all, "Give me Tully, I need to borrow your claw."
Right? Hey, Tully, can you write? Yes. How do you know?
Why
So,
And Rose said she'll do funeral rites and bardic shit.
perfect. So you guys basically do a 1 hour long funeral procession. Did you gather up any of the other people in town and put them on this pyre, or did you just leave them to rot where they died?
Yeah, we'll
So it's a
gather
big
up the
pyre.
rest.
Perfect.
And except for like, people that were really mean to Mariah, she's like, "Fuck them."
There's a couple people that you did find their bodies in their houses, and they were definitely antagonists in your story. And a couple of them mysteriously never made it out of their homes, though the homes were still burning, so counts.
So let them rot.
But you didn't give them any special treatment, so they might not have gone on to their end meeting. Ah ha 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 ha.
Don't be a bitch in the next life. That's all I got.
All right, so you guys have had the funeral, and now you have a moment to take a look at the little pouch she gave you.
Yep.
You feel a bit of a tingle in your hands holding it. Not the kind of tingle, oh my god, this is bad, but the sensation of there's something about this. And what would you like to do to examine it?
Sorry to interrupt because I was in the bathroom when I did this, but I was just saying, let them rot. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Right.
Honey, they already hit the floor.
Some of them hit the wall.
She'll investigate it because I don't know
Okay.
what else to use.
How that works.
24.
Right. When I said, what do you want to do to investigate it? How would you go about trying to identify what this is? Like, as a person with it in your hand, what do you want to do? Open it? Do you want to examine the outside of it first?
She'll open it to study it.
As you open it, you look inside. The interior of it is currently dark, as in almost like a darkness spell. You can't see into it. Do you want to reach into it?
She throws on her goggles of night, then reaches into it.
The goggles of night don't help.
Shit.
But you reach into it, you feel something fuzzy.
Oh, I know what bag this is.
So, to let you in on a little secret, Tasha, this is her favored pet. This is a familiar pouch. What it's holding is Dolores's favored animal companion. Pet, familiar sort of things, right? It's her Pokemon. It's her Pokebag. So this thing right now is a small fuzzy animal. What do you want it to be?
Girl's mad.
I am not sure.
What kind of person or pet do you think Dolores would have had from what little information we have on her? She was a friendly person, but still stealthy. Like, she didn't help you in the open, so she did things clandestinely, roguish. So possibly a stealthy cat. Or
So
maybe...
I was gonna say something other cat with fox.
I would say, how about a cat? Let's go with a Sphinx of Wonder. 1 second, I'll show you a picture.
Animal that I've wanted for a while, Neil.
You haven't found one.
Bitch. No, Zizi, you will understand when you see the picture.
All right, so high level campaign. As you pull your hand out, Tasha, this appears wrapping itself around your arm, cuddling, rubbing up, and then when its head pops out of the bag, it gives a shocked look of, "Hey, you're not who I thought you were supposed to be." Doesn't say that. That's the look on his face. The cat look of,
Mariah
that's what it just gave you.
Mariah just, if it's intelligent enough, she'll point to the pyre. That's what happened to Dolores.
It's intelligent enough to know how to understand common, though it can't speak it.
Oh, since she can't
Hi, Slimy.
speak, she just points to the pyre, and hopefully it gets there.
First, we'll explain for the mute person that Dolores is in the pyre.
You don't need to explain for her. She's good at gesturing.
We get everyone gets the general idea of the communications, unless there's a situation that her muteness would be role playing relevant. We don't need to role play it amongst ourselves, because otherwise then we sit there for 20 minutes going, I will sign language out the same message that I could have said in 5 seconds, and just assume that she understands. But
plus it's a familiar, so it's probably intelligent enough to know.
It has an intelligence of 15.
So it knows Mama's dead.
It knows. Technically, I think it can speak, but this one is choosing not to.
And then with Mariah's own companion, her Lynx is mute as well, but they have a telepathic link.
So, actually, speaking of telepathic links, this one communicates with you via telepathy and says, "You're not my master." You get the general gist of what happened to it mentally with telepathy, and it goes, "Oh, I see. So, are you my new master?"
Mariah will nod.
Very well. This is acceptable. I do require scritches regularly.
She will definitely
And
give.
I must say,
scritches.
my favorite snack, juicy rat.
She will smile and introduces.
As you're introducing her, she is crawling up your arm onto your shoulder and wrapping herself around the back of your neck like a scarf. And her head is on one shoulder, her butt is on the other, tail is flapping or whipping around, but not getting in your way. And her wings are closed in around her closely.
My love, that is the sound that you're making with your voice, just so you know.
What sound?
Oh, the cat's voice from that show.
From Ruby.
Yes, you know exactly what cat.
I know what cat that is. That's the Curious Cat, aka the Ruby equivalent to the Cheshire Cat.
Yes, that is the exact tone you.
I'm like, my master.
I'm like, you sound like the Curious Cat. Oh my god, that is creepy as fuck to hear out of you.
I was also thinking of the cat from Coraline.
Both work well.
She will also introduce the new familiar to Ariel, her own Lynx, just so there's no
quarrel
familiar
issues. All right, they look at each other. They move towards each other. They sniff each other. You look away for a second and you look back, and the Sphinx of Wonder is on back of the other one. Speaking of which, we probably need to give them names.
Well, the Lynx is called Ariel, so the Sphinx of Wonder, I have no idea.
Come up with that later.
She'll introduce herself fully later. And yes, it's a she. I said him before, I meant her.
She will sign to Tully, I can't take you with me. This place is not safe anymore. You are old enough to take care of yourself.
Roll, or not roll, higher level.
Hi.
Perfect. Tully kind of nods at you in a way that means he understands. He steps forward, leans his head down in a move he means he wants to put his forehead on your forehead.
She will touch foreheads.
Which more or less means safe travels.
She goes,
because you have telepathy, you can use it on Tully in this case. You've bonded enough to that, and you get not words, but a mental image of a safe place that he knows of. Far away from the town. He verifies he's going away from town. This is a bad place, bad hunting grounds.
She signs, I will come find you. And together we will live in peace as we find my father.
And after your farewell, he wanders off into the trees and is gone for now.
And she's trying hard not to ugly cry right now because she's a baby and her baby's gone off to safety. Her hometown is destroyed.
The lady that was the nicest person in town to her
is dead.
Talk
She
about
could go-
backstory.
She could go piss on her enemies' graves later.
At least there's one good thing.
Exactly.
Anyways, I'm going to run to the bathroom quickly, and then we can do our sign off for the night because it's 9.
It is.
Be right back.
By the way, my character literally was just staring at your character Rose and going like, "Please don't talk about that doppel thing. Please don't talk about it."
That look up, and ours is gonna go, and it's gonna give you a look like we'll have a talk later, alone, between the two of us. Thing. That way, it's not in front of everybody, but I'm going to ask some questions.
And she's gonna shake her head because no, trust me, you don't want to know.
She's like, those arms crossed after putting her staff behind her back. She's like,
Everybody be kung fu fighting.
we are having a talk. Like the mom friend look like we're having a talk.
Oh God, she's the mom figure. Help!
I'm the mom figure. Hello, these
I know you
two
are.
can attest to that. Muchly,
Yes.
isn't that right,
All right,
Dad?
I'm back. All right.
Welcome
Welcome
back. That was
back.
a fast peek.
I move
So,
quickly sometimes.
The only
We just
thing
did a
you
little
missed.
baby RPing on the side. You're good.
Yeah, so all you missed is that Mir's looking at Iris like, please don't talk about what you just saw. Please don't talk about what you just saw. And Iris is doing the orange cross moment. We're having a conversation later between the two of us. And I was like, no. I was like, yes. I go, but Mom! We're having the conversation. No, Mom! No, Mom! Child. Fine.
And then you
Kind
hang
of
them
a-
by the rope.
Kind of a conversation without actual words.
Before we sign off, Mariah does go, so now what type thing? Like, how do we get back to our own time?
How do we figure this out? What are we doing? Where are we going?
Would Iris know enough of how to get
Define back to your own time.
back to the hub
We
space?
are-
To the
I'm
hub.
about to say, we are in between time. Let's be
You are
honest
in
here.
between time. That's what I meant. I just wanted clarification. Your own time means you're going back to your timeline where you aren't in the hub, which makes sense as a goal.
No, I
But if
meant
you just mean back to the hub right now, there was a portal on the hill that you appeared on.
Alright,
Alright, so head back that way.
she'll go. We should probably head back to the hub. Assess everything that happened here, and we'll look to. You just said her name,
Mariah.
Mariah. She'll look to Mariah and go, and that way you can have some time to make peace with what you've seen. Of course, she sounds more
She'll-
dwarvish, but
she'll
I'm
nod.
tired, so fuck that accent.
You guys have no problem getting back to the portal. It seems like this event has transpired and is over. The orcs have moved on. There's some stragglers, but you guys avoid them easily and make it back to the hub. As you step out of the portal, Makiri is looking at you with her stoic face, and then suddenly she just turns her head to the side like a bird does and just giggles for no reason that you can figure out. As if she's found something funny about a situation, but may or may not have been what you were just dealing with.
Rapey bitch.
She's done that a couple times, by the way, that Volslin has probably noticed. At least the second or third time that she's had that weird giggle.
This is a character trait of her. Every now and then she just it's as if she's watching stuff that's going on that you guys can't see.
That does not change his statement at all.
It shouldn't.
Then
Right.
Once they through the hub and then back into their own timeline, Mariah gets the
How
stomach.
things turn out.
Well, no, she has a pit in her stomach. If that happens in whatever timeline that happened here, she no longer has a telly.
Right.
She no longer has a village.
Who needs a village anyways?
Just stick around me for a little while, lass. I'll help your sorrow as best as I can. Me music is known to be a healing factor for anybody around me. We'll get you some good tunes, some good stories, and we'll work you through it all. In other words, in common tongue, we're gonna get you a bucket of ice cream, a good girl sad movie, and we can cry it out over ice cream.
All right. So with that, you guys make it back to your assigned rooms, which today are in different locations, but you know where they are for some reason. You're like, I don't remember this flower shop. You walk past a mirror store.
Oh.
And every reflection is different.
Yep. What does it look like inside?
Some of them are inside, some of them are variant outsides. Some of them you have a specific race appearance, but you can tell it's still you for whatever reason. You're like, that's me. These are all you. but they're different views. Rose, your character making her way to her room suddenly sees the architecture go very dwarven, like mountain dwarf. The hallway you're going down is enclosed. It's a small dwarven network of tunnels. There are 3 buildings to your right. One of them is your room. Across the street is a forge. Full-on dwarven forge, all the amenities. It's got a lava forge. It's got anvils all over the place. There's constant ting, 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 ting from it at all hours of the day. There's at least 5 or 6 dwarves there of a couple different variants, but you haven't gone in there yet. And
that is the next time.
And with that, everyone's in their room, and we're going to say boom for the night. So let's start with Zizi. What was your favorite part?
Definitely, apparently spooking. God, what's the dwarf's name? I'm sorry.
Elrez.
Elrith. Spooking her was pretty fun.
Nice.
No complaints this session. I think it's good. I like the session a lot.
Perfect. All right, who do you want to pick on?
Rose.
Hi.
Hello, Rose.
My favorite part was that Tasha got to do a lot of roleplay this session. Tasha doesn't usually get to do a lot of roleplay, and or doesn't step forward. So I'm very proud of Tasha, and very happy to see a Tasha-centric session for once.
I thought it was good. Tasha, you did amazing.
Thank you.
Nice job.
Thank you.
All right,
thank you.
Rose, any improvements or complaints?
As always, tougher enemies, but not really much else. I am excited to finally play Elrose and all the stuff that she's going to get to do, because I'm excited.
So now I have to hear her complain about when am I going to play this character again for 6 characters?
Exactly.
No. But my other favorite part is the fact that we're going to have a talk in our rooms between Mir and Elrose, and that's going to be
all right.
Interesting.
That sounds like something to look forward to.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to pick on Dash.
All right. Favorite moments so far. It's probably just watching the village burn. It's a little bit mechanical, I know, but it makes me wonder if each character is going to be like a time lapse into either a past, present, or future of their emotional connected place.
I'm hoping for something along those lines. I just got to figure out how to link it emotionally to your guys' characters.
In other words,
Fair
we need to
enough,
give him
fair
some
enough.
backstory, peoples.
That's
Hey,
most of you have a good amount of backstory. I have a lot to work with. It's just figuring out how to work with it and get it focused on one episode of play, essentially, right? Like today was one combat.
Yep.
One big combat. So there wasn't a lot to fit in for other things. I couldn't focus on multiple character storylines for a combat encounter.
No, that makes sense.
We do it in stages. I would love to give you guys all good long spotlights in a single session. Sometimes it just doesn't work.
That is fair. But like I said, if that does become the case, I do look forward to it.
I need to give you Elrose's backstory because I haven't come up with that.
You get to work on your backstory.
I do. This will be interesting.
And last but not least, if there's nothing left from Dash, Tasha, what was your favorite?
Introducing a new character, getting a crit off the boss.
Double crits today, girl. Double crits.
Why double crits today?
And I enjoy to see where both Mariah and Garrett's. I enjoy to just I will enjoy to see where they're going. Fuck me.
Oh, yeah. I understand the mental dyslexia right now. It's just like, what? Words are jumbled.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
I think that goes for all of us today.
Words are hard because I didn't sleep that great. So I'm mildly not feeling good, and just try to recover with my hand. And
you gotta take it. You gotta take it easy and be careful. So you don't want to strain yourself or your hand in anymore.
Nope. And who else who are picking on this? I think
you were the last one, I believe. That's everyone. We left the best for last.
Of course.
All right, and that's the end of the session.
Thank you everybody for being here. There is no D&D on the 27th week, so the Heroes game is not going to be happening. Because if all goes to plan, Neil will be up here from the 27th to the 30th, and leaving probably the night of or the early morning of the 31st, night of the 30th to the 31st. So we should still have the D&D on the 1st. However, the week after that, there will be no D&D because Rosie needs to be gone, and I run the stream unless you guys want to play without me, and I'm okay with that, but Dash will have to host the stream in that case.
And
With a
I
week
do
off or
have
something.
multiple games ideas in case anybody does want to do that. Just FYI.
One
So
shot
I'll-
them.
I'm also working on the framework for my Daggerheart concept game. Basically, like I said before, it is a school of magic meets a school of monster hunters mixed together, throwing a little bit of Winx Club and Harry Potter and that sort of style of stuff, but not actually Harry Potter.
as far as there's
The
different
characters are
house
18 pluses that have gone to a college essentially for monster hunters. They may have been monster hunters before, it may be new to them, but I went with 18 plus because Rosie likes romance stuff and wanted to be careful.
But yeah, the most is, oh look, we have House Raven stuff, House Dumbfuck over here, and House Slide idiots over here, kind of a thing. Called that, but basically,
if we ever get around to being able to actually do a session 0, the character creation is pretty simple and we can walk through it as we go. And I would give you background information on the houses of the thing in case you were interested or wanted to look into joining one in the future.
it's actually a really good system. I would heavily suggest everybody in our team to do that. But that being said, so that week
We'll do that another day.
there'll be no D&D for me or for Neil, unless they do it without me, because for Neil's game, because I am out doing my family reunion. So yeah, that is that. And we will see you on the 1st for then. Don't forget to check out our YouTube at Sarelth, Sarelth, and like, share, comment, all that fun stuff over there, because we hope to see you in the comments, and we will